You are about to experience the Drunken Peasants podcast, the greatest podcast in human history. Please recognize that this podcast is designed to be amusing and entertaining, and thus we engage in satirical comments, exaggerations, and even dirty jokes. If you are offended by such things, please go away and die. If you enjoy this podcast, we ask that you help to support its existence by contributing to our Patreon at patreon.com/DP. Contributors get regular access to monthly private shows, special commentaries, Google Hangouts with the peasants, and more. If you don't want to do that, you can also support the show by visiting audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants to get a free audiobook and access to over 150,000 audiobook titles, including great selections on science and skepticism. And if you shop on Amazon.com, we strongly urge you to use one of the Amazon affiliate links in the description section of our videos. You can help support the show simply by using our link to buy things you were going to buy anyway. Now that we've got all that shit out of the way, sit back and enjoy the show.
Coming to you live from the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Suck it!
There are starving children in the world, right?
Show me a child. Show me some empirical evidence it's happened. Yes,
What is wrong with you?
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
what the fuck is going on?
Nothing, TJ. You're garbage. You're garbage, TJ.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
Why do we all look so mean in the intro?
Welcome to the Unfunny White Guilt Podcast.
It's the Unfunny White Guilt Podcast! It's the Unfunny White Guilt Podcast! Oh, yeah!
Unfunny White Guilt Podcast.
Featuring the Micro Penis Brigade.
Yeah.
I'm unfunny and have white guilt.
And a micro penis.
True enough.
I love you, Chris.
I love you. I love you too, Johnny.
Yeah, we gotta have G-Time Johnny on again.
He should become the new Drunken Peasants film critic.
Film
That'd be
critic?
good.
Yeah. I want to see G-Time Johnny tear apart the day's
He
films.
can review Pixels
Yeah.
and explain, like, what Pixels means to us. Because we don't really understand Pixels. Like, you think it's a bad movie, but it's actually a brilliant movie, I'm sure.
On the phone now we have MundaneMatt. Hi, MundaneMatt.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Not too much.
Welcome to the Unfunny White Guilt Podcast, Matt.
Oh, God, it's unfunny. I can handle white guilt, but I can't handle not being funny.
Well,
Well,
sorry about that.
Sorry about your
Sorry.
luck.
God
You wound
damn
up
it.
on the Unfunny White Guilt Podcast.
I feel an overwhelming sense.
Yeah, I went to
sense
your
of-
I went to your page where you were talking about being on our show, and I saw some comments. Like Noob Destroyer says, "A shame you're pulling yourself down to their level. Even TJ's cohorts seem to be unable to stand him at times."
It is
I
true.
don't get that comment personally.
I mean, I need better cohorts, man.
No, there's times
They
where-
can
where I'm
never
sick of
stand
TJ.
me. They just hate me 24/7.
It's true.
They're just like constantly like, fucking TJ.
Yeah,
God damn
it's
it.
true.
If I could just kill him.
We are constantly ragging on TJ.
He's an easy target.
Yeah, hold on. There's a much better one than that though.
What is it, TJ?
This is from Kikoful.
Kiko full?
Yeah.
Go full.
This is a new low for you, trying to pull in viewers, eh? The Drunken Pheasants
No, I
are
think it's
total
A.
morons.
I think it's A. It's probably a Canadian.
Oh, of
A.
course.
It's like-
A.
Is it spelled EH?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not TJ. It's
A.
A.
Okay, sorry. The Drunken Pheasants
You know what
are
you're talking
total
about.
morons that constantly contradict themselves. Also, their viewer base are only watching to see if TJ is going to shove bananas up his asshole on cam again. If you want TJ's viewers, just start shoving bananas in you. It's probably less painful than actually having to sit there and talk to the troglodytes.
Troglodytes.
Wow.
That's not a word you hear very often. You know,
Troglodytes.
Sounds like
And-
chocolate, right?
This is
Troglodyte.
Joseph Hobbs.
Joseph Hobbs.
Yeah, sorry, but I'll sit this one out, Matt. Not because of white guilt or the whole hot oil banana video shit, but just because I find AA to be a smarmy douchebag, and the other people on DP are just fucking unlikable. I watched a few Sargon
unlikable.
videos with DP members, and it was just fucking horrendous. I'll wait for your next vid.
Wow.
We're unlikable. We're impossible to like. There's no possible way to like us.
And then this guy named Puppy Burns is actually the one who renamed our show because he says, prepare for a unfunny white guilt show. So,
I have to say, all these comments are accurate.
not an unfunny white guilt show, a unfunny white guilt show.
A.
Oh, okay.
A unfunny.
A.
Oh no, he just can't do grammar well. That's all. He's retarded.
I see.
Yeah.
So what you doing, Matt? What you been up to, buddy?
I'm just recording videos, man. That's all I've been doing.
You just
Watching
been-
Adam Sandler movies, too, apparently.
I have been. Oh my God, you guys have no. I was just watching Happy Gilmore and rubbing my nipples.
for the 5th time today.
All right, well, come on. You're telling me that like that movie's not funny? It's pretty funny.
You know what we watched earlier? A movie 10 times funnier than Happy Gilmore. It was called No Holds Barred,
Yes.
starring Hulk Hogan as
Rip.
Yeah, as Rip. Rip something or another. I don't know. His name was Rip. And he was nothing like Hulk Hogan.
Except for everything about
Yeah,
him.
except for, everything. And but
It was from the 80s.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
made in 1989. It was the WWE's first ever movie.
It was.
And the best.
It's fucking terrible.
It's
I
awesome.
can't believe you're saying that, Ben.
They communicate. First of all, Hulk Hogan is the greatest actor of all time.
TJ, you want to do an impression of Hulk Hogan's acting? Because I think you
I
should
don't know.
really do it.
It's hard to do such an impression of such
TJ,
impressive acting.
I think you should try.
All right. What should I say?
Should I put you on full screen?
What do you mean? What you say? You know what? You know how he acted. Just do that.
Well, first of all, they had what's the name of the black guy, Ben?
Was it Charlie?
Zeus.
Or Zeus?
No. What was the name of the? What's
His trainer, or,
Oh, shit.
or the guy he was fighting against?
the guy he was fighting against?
Oh, Zeus. That was a.
No. But what's the actor's name?
The actor's name.
Tiny Lister.
Tiny Lister.
Oh, Debo.
Yeah, there you go. And the extent of, well, first of all, he had like this unibrow going on, but it was kind of cut off on one side. And the extent of his acting was basically just him going, "Ah! Ah!"
That's not an
Are you sure
exaggeration.
you're just not recreating his sex tape? That sounds
No.
vaguely familiar.
That is exactly how he did it. And then also, he had a few lines. When they asked him who he was, he said, Zeus.
I think his character in the movie actually killed. Like, was it another wrestler or was it a child?
I don't know. He killed somebody.
He killed somebody.
For some reason. But then Hulk was basically like, whenever Hulk had to like deliver any sort of like serious line, it would just be like incredibly stiff, and he would always have the same expression on his face with his furrowed eyebrows, and he'd be like, we need to get to the park, Lisa, or some shit like that. And then when he was doing the wrestling shit, that's when like the super goofy faces came out, and he started going like, and there's this one part where he makes a dude shit his pants.
Oh, remember the line too afterwards.
He's like, what is that smell? And then the guy's like, Dookie! Dookie! And then the scene just ends.
Dookie.
Yeah, a lot of times during the movie, the scenes would just randomly end. Like, oh, that scene's over.
And,
okay.
the whole time I was watching the movie, I'm like, this really could benefit from the presence of Adam Sandler. Why was Adam Sandler not Hulk Hogan's fucking sidekick in this movie?
That shouldn't have happened.
That would have been funny. It's great. You're looking at the IMDb list for it. Jesse Ventura's in that movie, too.
Yeah.
Governor
Yes.
Ventura.
Yes.
He had a special appearance.
Yeah, special appearance.
We actually have we have some
He was
audio
barely in it, too.
We have some audio that we're going to play in a moment here, where Rush Limbaugh was talking about Jesse Ventura today.
Neat.
That ought to be interesting.
Yes.
Limbaugh on Ventura. And the chat is open.
Yep. The chat is open, unfortunately.
Sadly,
the chat is open. Sadly, TJ and Ben hate all of you.
Yeah.
TJ actually jerks off to the comments. Oh, comment again.
comments.
Tell me about my micro penis
So
again.
beautiful. Oh, the white guilt.
Did you just jerk off to pictures of bananas? You just put a banana up on your wall and you're like, oh, so beautiful.
No.
You don't.
I jerk off to pictures of white people being subjugated to black rule.
Oh, okay. Well.
So wait, you jerk off the photos of Onision in a banana suit then?
Yes.
Okay.
He's
Just so we're
beautiful.
clear.
He's so beautiful. He's a banana.
Was he the same banana, TJ?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, TJ. You guys have had a thing going on for a while. Maybe not recently.
He
but in the
blocked
past.
me. He blocked me on
blocked
Twitter.
you, huh?
I haven't even talked to him for years, but I somehow ended up going to his Twitter because I was trying to find out what was going on with some guy that everyone was trying to get kicked out of VidCon because I guess he made some video where he was fucking some girl and, you know, I don't know what was going on, but I was trying to find out, and somehow I ended up at Onision's Twitter, and I found out that he had blocked me.
Oh.
So it's, you know.
I can't believe that. You guys were such close friends.
You know, and it was it's strange because I remember at one point he was trying to get me to go on the Steve Wilkos show with him.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he could have profited from it.
And he's like, we can, like, you know, play up how we're enemies and stuff. And
It would have been a work.
yeah, it's like, what? I mean, are we just, like, going to totally be pro wrestlers now?
You should have done it, dude. That'd been fun. You could have.
I agree. You should have done it. Steve Wilkos pretty fucking cool.
Should have power bombed Onision, dude.
Yeah, a lot of people think I should have done it.
You know, hindsight's 20/20, right? That's all you can say about that.
I don't know.
He maintains.
I'm
he was
still
right.
pretty good. I'm still pretty good with my decision not to do it.
Dude, you
but
could have fucking like choke slammed Onision.
Definitely
dude.
a lot of people
You should have
disagree.
Done it. Ah, you're an idiot.
I could have choke slammed Onision. Wouldn't
Yes.
Steve Wilkos have just kicked my ass? Isn't he some kind of ex-Marine or something?
No, you plan it with Onision, so he'll let you do it because he wanted to make it a fucking work anyways.
I don't think he would let me choke slam him.
Well, tell him you'll stop before it actually happens, and you really do it, and say it was all part of the act.
Yeah, just
Okay.
say your method. He'll get that.
Yeah,
I'm a method actor. Method acting, yes. So, do we have any videos or?
No, Ben's actually he's off doing a line of coke.
That's what I'm doing.
Ben's freaking out.
Troll or not a troll?
So this is a tutorial on how to dye your hair.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody, my name is Rain Florence.
Okay.
Tell you about my hair color. Okay, so you all know that I follow basically a fruitarian diet, meaning I pretty much eat only fresh, uncooked fruit and vegetables. And my period has become very light and it's not painful anymore like it used to be when I used to eat.
Does she
cooked
eat her
foods.
period too?
So anyway,
She does.
Probably. No, it's not vegan.
It's not vegan.
That ain't grape juice coming out of there.
I was soaking in the bathtub and I was having my period, and I had vinegar in the water, and so
Okay.
my period blood
Why?
was going into the bathtub. I was soaking my hair, just relaxing, and so when I got out, I rinsed my hair and everything.
This is a
I noticed
tutorial?
that my hair had this kind of thickness to it. It felt like a protein kind of coat to it, and my husband was like, you have this red tint to your hair. And I was like, oh my goodness, the period blood from my bathtub must have dyed my hair. And it has a nice, pretty tint to it. And he was like, no, it really looks pretty.
How do you feel so far about it? Troll or not a troll?
I have to go with not a troll.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I know crazy bitches like this.
Yeah, I was to say, like this is not a troll. This seems like legit.
I'm not decided.
Okay, you want a little more?
Yep.
And, you know, I tried, you know, using some natural shampoo and kind of rinsing it out and washing it and everything, but the tint still stayed there. And so I was thinking, oh my goodness, I've got to do a video about this. This is kind of interesting. You know, many people
I'm gonna go with
spend,
not
you
a
know,
troll.
lots of money dyeing their hair.
All right.
Yeah, not a troll.
Yeah.
Not a fucking troll.
I got it sent to me, and someone was like, "Oh, they're dyeing their hair with period blood. Must be a troll."
Not a troll. We're pretty
Obviously,
sure
you've never
it's
been to
legit.
Portland, Oregon.
No, I haven't.
That's where Ben actually wants to live the rest of his life. He said 5 more years of Drunken Peasants, he's going to retire. He's
To
gonna
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
That's the most
I'm in
popular
Portland right
method
now.
of
We're
hair
gonna
dye
be-
there.
Awesome. And we'll dye our hair
Yeah.
with period blood while we're at it.
Why not?
Just fish some tampons out of the trash and, you know, close your hair, wrap them around in there, use them like
I'm pretty
curlers.
sure there's a shop or two that sells it here in town. There's got to be. It's fucking Portland.
Huh. Interesting.
Ben's like, oh, now I really have to live.
Yeah. It's
I didn't know I could find period blood.
where did this
at any
utopian
corner store?
How did this utopian society escape me?
I don't know.
Sure, it wasn't formed by vampires just looking for, you know, a way to make that, you know, an above ground market. Probably.
What? What a great theory, TJ.
Are you like quoting that shit from like Blade 3 or something, where they have like all the
Yeah.
homeless people in those warehouses, and you're like, this
Yeah,
is
the
all
blo-
women, but just draining period blood.
Right, you know, because the blood banks in that movie were a front. All these, you know, women selling their period blood for purification rituals and shit. They could really just be selling it to vampires who have, you know, seduced them into this ideology for their own convenience. It's really an
Pretty sure most of
exploitative
them have read
system.
Twilight, so.
Yeah,
That's very exploitive.
yeah.
All right, so
I like the sparkly vampires.
sure you do.
They sparkle in the sun and they're beautiful.
They're beautiful, TJ. You want to have sex with a sparkly vampire?
Yeah, those old icky vampires from before Twilight are gross, you know?
That's so gross.
The way they can, like, be badass and kill people and rip people apart and shit, that's so lame.
But still prance around and look beautiful, TJ.
It started with Anne Rice. She started pussifying the vampire, and then Stephanie Myers
Didn't she
just took it the
write?
rest of the way.
Didn't she write like BDSM themed novels?
Yep. As Anne Rampling, I think. Back before she... Or maybe it was Anne Rule. I don't know.
Follow my rules.
Who cares? Why do I even know so much about this?
Yeah, I was about to.
I'm not
ask you about it.
surprised. All right,
I know a
so
lot of useless information, but so do you.
yeah, and today, just for fun, because I'm a masochist, I decided to record Rush Limbaugh for 15 minutes.
Lush Rimbaugh.
And I edited out all the unnecessary shit, but his show is very telling.
Rush Radio.
He's a very senile old man that pretends like he's still sharp. For one thing, he's deaf, so like you can tell he's always kind of like,
Huh?
yeah, all the time.
Bet.
It's funny, he does a radio show
Whoa.
and he's deaf.
Oh!
Beethoven was deaf, too.
Dun, dun,
man.
dun,
True.
dun.
Beethoven, can't compare the two of them.
Yes, you
sorry.
There's actually.
That's true. Rush is a far greater genius.
All right. Are you a fan of Rush, Matt?
No. I mean, for laughs, yes.
Rush
Laughs,
Radio.
absolutely. I just imagine
Yes,
Donald Trump choosing him as a running mate. That's what's going to happen.
So the
Trump
beginning.
Limbaugh.
The beginning of this audio clip is him talking about how awesome Trump is.
Like political correctness. He's wiping it out. He's leaving political correctness in a trail of dust. He has violated tenets of political correctness from day one, and he is leading in the Republican polls and has pulled within 6 points of Hillary in a general in the latest CNN poll. Everything that was supposed to kill his candidacy has not. It has aided it. Everything that was supposed to destroy his chances has not done that. It's done the opposite.
He's talking about Donald Trump.
He sounds like he's eating goldfish crackers as he's talking.
I don't know. There was some sort of audio issue with the online stream that he does, where it breaks up a few times. But and by the way, to anyone that's like, I can't see the video, there's no video. This is all audio.
Can't see the video, Ben. Come on.
Where's the video?
God, Ben.
Where is it, Ben?
Where's the video, Ben?
Where is the video, Ben?
It has enhanced his.
You should have made video
What does it tell
for
you?
it. Why didn't you take a little puppet and make it look like Rush
It tells you
Limbaugh
people are
and
fed up.
Sync it.
They're fed up with all kinds of cowardly, quiet, accepting, appeasement-oriented kind of behavior, particularly from people they think are their political leaders. I think there's a lot happening here in front of our very eyes that happens to be very positive.
Yep.
And I think people are seeing that themselves.
I don't have any problem with. I don't have any problem with Donald Trump being politically incorrect. I have a problem with him being actually incorrect. I don't care about he said offensive things. It's like, I don't care that they're offensive. I care that they're just wrong and
TJ,
stupid.
He's going to get Mexico to pay for a wall to keep Mexicans out of America.
Get Mexico to pay for it.
That's what he said.
How's that going to work?
Donald Trump will find a way, and he's going to. I think he's going to triple the number of customs and border agents on the Mexican border. He's going to build machine gun turrets and design like the T-1000 to patrol. He's going to have a bunch of those those machines just patrolling.
Why doesn't he just pay for it with his own money
on the
if he cares
backs
so
of
much about it?
T-Rexes?
Yeah, he's gonna solve
rich
this
people
problem.
don't stay rich by spending their own money. That's
True.
how-
Yeah.
That's like Wall Street 101.
I think we are in the midst here of a profoundly
motherfuckers,
monumental opportunity.
Companies have claimed bankruptcy like 3 or 4 times, and he's still rich, so it's not his money.
Well, he'd be removed from his personal liability anyway. It's probably the way the companies are structured. So.
Of course. That's what I'm saying.
That nobody could have predicted. Everybody, I can remember people calling here, Rush. What do you think it is? It's going to be the tipping point. There has to be a tipping point. At some point, people are going to stand up and say, I've had it.
I think it's when they find out what Obama's doing to those little Jewish and Christian babies.
I think it's when they find Hillary's server.
Yeah, they're going to find her giant collection of child pornography. Turns out Hillary Clinton and Jared from Subway were swapping fucking pictures between each other.
I have a clip about
God.
that later.
I'm shocked to learn that.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable. Who knows what the future is going to be? Who knows where the bottom is? Who knows where
it's at the bottom
that causes people to stand up and say, screw this, no more, and reject all this stuff from the left.
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Reject everything from the left.
Time will tell. In the meantime, there are clearly very positive things to glean from all of this. And I think that's what has so many people, whatever you call them in the establishment.
I feel like he forgot what he's talking about and is just spewing words
out. That's what I'm
out
saying.
now.
It just seems like he's just probably still taking oxys.
He's like, all right, I'll string it into something that sounds coherent here. And there's lots of positive things to glean.
He is deaf. He is totally deaf. He has an electronic implant in his ear that allows him to hear anything. So he is totally deaf without it.
One of the positive things we can glean from that is just the knowledge that America is going to recover more strongly from the Obama's destruction of
civil liberties.
Civil liberties.
Good one.
Yeah.
Bamboozled.
Strung that one together.
None of this was seen. None of it's predictable. And in the middle of it, everything that they have predicted was going to happen hasn't. The exact opposite of what all the smart people tell us. The opposite is happening.
It was a total Shyamalan.
Got to take a brief time out. Sit there.
Smart
Be back,
people
my
know
friends,
nothing.
before you know it. Don't go away. Here's Ron.
So now Rush Limbaugh is about to take a call, and he's a little bit surprised about the subject matter of the call. Like, he wasn't prepared for it. And then he goes to commercial without taking the call very quickly. It's very strange.
In Greeley, Iowa. Great to have you on the EIB network. Hello.
Wow, Rush, good to talk to you. Great show as always. I'll make it short. The Trump phenomenon is not 100% new. Everybody forgot about Jesse the Body Ventura? I'm sure you didn't.
Oh, geez. You know what? Can you hang on? I took your call. I totally ignored the clock. I didn't look at the clock, and I'm out of time. I'm sorry. My bad. Good call.
My bad. Sorry, I got to go to commercial.
Okay, so he goes to commercial.
One of his handlers is like, gives him a sheet of paper. This is what you need to know.
Yeah.
Don't talk about Jesse the Body Ventura.
It's like, This is like...
Rush needs subtitles for the radio. You know, he's like to send people his scripts in advance so people know what the fuck he's actually talking about.
How did that sound to you, Matt?
That sounded a little bit weird. Yeah. I listen to Rush Limbaugh, and I just think that here's a guy who is most likely, like we've said earlier, he's near death.
Yeah.
He's a walking corpse that just keeps alive from his pure hatred of Obama, you know, and he's probably on that eternal search for the birth certificate. And when that's finally uncovered, then he'll pass away.
I think it's mainly painkillers and like benzodiazepines, you know, things like that. He's just popping pills and he doesn't even know where he's at.
He was probably like, "Who's Jesse Ventura?" He's probably like, "Someone, get me some information."
Go on Wikipedia. Rush doesn't know shit.
Battle here in just a minute. I'm already getting snurdly. I'm getting allegations here that I purposely took that call with only 5 seconds remaining because I don't want to expose the Jesse Ventura conspiracy theories that everybody knows are true. I didn't know there were any Jesse Ventura conspiracy theories. So we're going to get back here to Ron just a second. But folks,
Jesse Ventura's never talked about conspiracy theories ever.
Not once.
Rush
ever said that.
Never has heard of this.
He's never even hosted a show called Conspiracy Theory.
I don't know the man.
Actually, a couple of years ago, I went to a party with Jesse Ventura's son.
Oh,
who's
really?
on Conspiracy Theory. He is a weird fucking dude. But he has to be on a show called Conspiracy Theory.
His son is weird, or he is, or maybe both.
His son is weird. Yeah, his son, like, you look at Ventura and you think like, oh, here's like this beefy wrestler guy. His son is like a beanpole, right? Has like a 1950s pompadour.
Oh,
and
God.
chain smokes, like, it's going out of style. I mean, nice guy, but, you know, a little off-putting at first because you're like, who the fuck are you? Oh, you're Ventura's kid. Now I get it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He believes everything on that show, by the way. He believes everything they talk about.
Oh, God.
Me too. It's all true. Every last
this AP
one.
story on the Iranian deal. I have to tell you about this. You should know this. It's a real story, and it turns out,
as opposed to all the fake stories that
one of these two side
put on your
deals.
show, I guess.
It's so senseless that you can't. It's a parody in and of itself. It's its own caricature.
Is he describing his show or the
now
story?
Back to Ron and Greeley, Iowa.
Oh yeah. So he came back from commercial and he started talking about like the Iran nuclear deal.
Yeah.
And I cut most of that out. He went on for probably like 10 minutes about it, and now he's ready to get back to the call about Jesse Ventura.
Well, Ron, I really, I got caught. I looked at the second hand. Not the minute hand. I had much more time than I had. I didn't mean to be rude like that. And I'm glad you were able to hold on so you could
for 10
make
fucking
a point
minutes
that you wanted to make about Jesse Ventura.
It is your show, Rush. I'll wait. I just wanted to say
What a
that
nice
the
guy.
phenomenon of Trump isn't all 100% new because of Jesse. And what made Jesse was the debates. When they had the Rhino and the Democrat and him, the question asked was about educational spending. And the Republican guy was going to spend this much on education, and the Democrat was going to spend this much on education. And they came to Jesse, and he said, "Well, they spent this much on education last year. I'm going to find out what they did with that." And that changed the game right there. Boom! They were all scrambling,
Boom,
and for the rest of the debate, it was trying to cover no more politics as usual. It was on your show. That never made the national media. I remember hearing that on your show. How long ago was that?
Show.
Yeah.
Show. It's your show.
I can guarantee you he doesn't remember having it on his show.
I don't think he remembers 10 minutes
yesterday.
ago. Yeah.
He says,
yesterday.
By the time he finishes a sentence, he doesn't even remember how it fucking began.
Applesauce?
He makes an interesting claim about Jesse Ventura's time as governor of Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Later on. And that's the main reason why I wanted to play this.
Well, I don't know when Jesse ran, but we had him on the show.
I don't know when
the
he
reason
ran.
we had him on the
When he
show.
ran, he was governor.
He was confronted by some student. He was standing in the door of some university doing a James Maddox impersonation, or Lester Maddox impersonation. Some student standing out there demanding this and demanding that, and he said, why should you pay for it? If you want to go to school, why don't you pay for it yourself? And everybody erupted in applause. And everybody said, where's this bit?
After the election, though. He'd already won.
Yeah, so I made a call.
Shut
We
up.
had him on the air the next day, and he was who he was. And I told him we were going to be watching. We're going to be watching, and he eventually
imploded.
He did. He eventually. It all got to him. I don't know that Jesse the Body actually ever thought he would win.
I thought he was cartoonish, and I do think Trump is cartoonish, and I don't think that our next president's going to be the man who comments on the menstrual cycle.
So they're going to talk about Trump here, and then they're going to go back to Ventura. And this guy is basically about to tell Rush, the thing he said about making Kelly's menstrual cycle was kind of weird. And it's funny, Rush jumps to defend him.
Of a moderator in a debate. I just don't.
Well,
I'm glad for what he's saying. I'm glad he's coming out there and bringing issues up.
Well, but Trump said that that's not what he was talking about.
Well,
Trump said that's not what
What
he
Trump
meant.
said, come on.
Come on, guys. After Trump, said that, he said that's not what he said. So,
Yeah, I like how Rush is just willing to go along with that, no problem. Like, Trump said that. I mean, I take him at his word.
I like the guy's response.
Well, he did. I'm just telling you what he said. He said that's what he called it, deviant. Deviant to think that. There was people thinking that were deviants, like you.
Deviant.
Okay. I'm deviant.
Deviants like you.
You're a deviant.
you're a deviant.
Yeah. Well, it's just I like the political uncorrectness. I mean, we need that. We really need that now. And he's not
Ben.
the only one, though. I'm a firm Ted Cruz supporter, and he's
God.
been on the cusp.
Ted Cruz. Firm Ted Cruz supporter. You think Trump is cartoonish, but you're going to come Ted Cruz?
Yeah. We watched a video on YouTube of Ted Cruz, they put bacon around a rifle and he shot it, and then he ate some of the bacon. But that's not cartoonish.
Was that to piss off Muslims or something?
Probably to piss off guns, gun control advocates, and probably Muslims too. Yeah, I can see that.
Didn't he also put out that video of him trying to audition for The Simpsons? Was that him?
He auditioned for The Simpsons?
No,
think so.
there was a video of him doing Simpsons impersonations.
Huh.
I think so.
I had no idea.
And worst of all, he's a
I'm
Canadian.
pretty sure
so
that's him.
He
It's something
definitely-
he would do.
That does sound like something.
Scotty would be like, Canadian becomes president, I'm moving to Canada.
It's moving to Mexico.
I'm moving to Mexico, actually.
Oh, God.
Scotty's going to hook up with the cartels.
Yeah. We always need good people.
You can just hook up with the Ohio cartel that everyone's talking about here.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's
Sweet.
Wait,
Jo-
an Ohio cartel? I have not heard about that.
We talked about it on our last show. Basically, in November, we're going to be eligible to vote for a constitutional amendment to legalize recreational and medical marijuana. And basically, the thing that most pro-marijuana people have, well, not most of them, but a minority of them, a decent-sized vocal minority of them, have a problem with the fact that only 10 companies will be able to grow it at first. And they're saying that that's a cartel or monopoly, basically. And there's people I hold the opinion, just stop locking people up for it, stop prosecuting people, stop taking people's driver's licenses away and things like that, like they do here. And we can deal with the financial part of it later on. So
Yeah, that's a good place to start. I mean, here in Oregon, it just became legal last month.
yeah,
And it's been nothing different. Nothing at all. It's gonna
Bullshit,
go
your
for
entire
sale.
society has imploded.
Well, we'll see what happens when in October it becomes legal to sell, right? People will be able to apply for a license to sell in a shop. So that should be when things get really interesting. But for right now, it's no one gives a shit. People were smoking out in public before July 1st, and they're, even though you can't legally do it, it has to be on private property. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, man. You know, the cool thing about Oregon, too, is that if, you could just, like, set up shop anywhere. You can live under, like, a bridge or something, and it's totally legal.
Yeah,
There's a
pretty
lot
much
of homeless people here.
Go do it, TJ.
She doesn't live on the side of a freeway.
I can
in
live
Oregon.
homeless.
In Oregon, he probably could get away with it, but in other states, he probably wouldn't be as successful.
I'm hungry.
I'll just eat the other homeless people.
Yeah, right.
It was politically incorrect. He went after people.
I agree. He was
You know what
politically
happened?
incorrect.
Let me tell you when the beginning of the end was for Jesse the Body Ventura.
Okay, here's Rush's analysis
Sounds
on the
drunk.
Because you have a point. I mean,
Jesse
you're
Ventura,
saying that-
pet
that
detective.
You, in effect, don't want to elect a showman. You want somebody substantive and serious, and not somebody who's going to be flying off the handle with what you think are, kind of questionable comments. Now, what happened to Jesse the Body Ventura? The word leaked out that after he was elected, he was serving in office, that basically what was going on in the governor's mansion was a bunch of pizza parties every night.
So,
Pizza parties.
Everyone should tweet Jesse Ventura and let him know that today on Rush Limbaugh's show, he said that as governor, there was just a bunch of pizza parties going on every night.
Pizza parties every night. I wish I was invited to a pizza
Tell him you
party.
heard it on
Invite
the
me to
Drunken
the
Peasants
fucking,
podcast.
Minnesota Capitol building.
Dude, can you imagine being invited by Governor Jesse the Body Ventura to a pizza party?
I wish I could have gone.
Was there an animatronic mouse there singing?
Yeah, there was a whole animatronic band.
The
man.
ball pit you could swim through? Some whack-a-mole?
Sweet.
Skee ball. They got everything.
Yeah, air hockey. Me and Scotty play like 15 games.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, TJ can't beat me.
Because I'll be like, best 2 out of 3. Best 3 out of 5.
I beat you every time, TJ. You're garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's you admit it finally, TJ. You admit that you're fucking garbage.
All right. Let's move on.
No.
No?
No.
No? Okay.
I say we'd never move on.
Okay.
The next episode of the Drunken Peasants will still be talking about this. We're going to talk about this issue and nothing else ever again.
Let's read. Matt, are you familiar with Gail Cord Schuler at all?
I am not actually.
Okay. Maybe I should play the Gail Cord Schuler video first.
Nah.
No, you just want to read the reviews of her book?
This is a review of Jesus, the Eternal Bridegroom.
Okay.
Let's read a positive review first, though.
All right.
What, this
We're
one?
going to read it. This is the positive
Is that the
review.
name of the book, really? Jesus the Eternal Bridegroom?
Yes.
Yes.
This book is very eye-opening. At first glance, the author seems to be misinformed about how the world works because she claims that Jesuit clones are running amok on Earth. It all seems insane, but after reading the negative reviews, it is clear that the Jesuits truly are going after Gail. There's no legitimate reason to dislike the book. The author even does her own narration, which is fantastic. The negative review says, you will seldom see an author at Amazon as disliked and vilified as Schuler, and for good reason. Her work, to be very nice, isn't very good. She thinks it is wonderful and will be happy to tell you so, but very few who have been brave enough to read her book will agree.
This review is offensive.
What?
Gail is just trying to reveal the truth of the Jesuits and clones. I mean, come on, people. This is real life.
This is the chick from the Brent Spiner thing, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. I just
She's
Googled
actually
her and
married-
I was like, wait a minute. I've seen that crazy look on that face before.
She's actually married to Brent Spiner.
Crazy? Are you kidding me? Come on, man.
She's sane.
Fucking Laurie McBride.
Laurie McBride polluted. We heard them mention Laurie McBride at the Star Trek convention.
We did. It was crazy.
Yep.
And you could tell Brent Spiner was kind of like was very uncomfortable when they
Brent's clone.
Well,
that
his
is.
clone. Yeah. his
After
clone.
reading this is a 5-star review. Or wait, yep, 5
Yep.
stars.
Yes,
After
5.
reading this book, I am closer to God
Wow.
than ever before. I
That's
was in
amazing.
the darkest point of my life, and I nearly turned away from him. But this book completely changed that. I keep blubbering on about this book to my family and friends. I just can't stop talking about how beautiful it is. Every Christian should read this book at least once in their life. I will forever be indebted to the author for bestowing this gift to us all.
There's multiple rape scenes in this book.
I wish I was a Christian so I could get the same benefit from reading this book.
There's a scene. Isn't this the book that contains the scene where Bubba shits in Hugh Jackman's mouth?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
And says, "Lick my butthole." Every Christian should read it. I agree.
This is by Nathaniel Romney.
Finally, an audiobook I'd be willing to spend money on. I just hope the Jesuits don't steal any of the huge paycheck that Gale has certainly received after releasing this eye-opening epic. Great book. The narrative gets a little silly, but a true testament to belief of God. Though it may be fiction, it tells stories of true faith. Read this to your kids. I read this to my 8 and 10-year-old, and now they know the difference between good and the Jesuits.
Don't read
to
it
your
to
kids.
No, don't.
Worthy of Nobel Prize in Literature.
Total troll.
After reading this book, I can say without a doubt that Gale is truly a literary genius with the philosophical writing style of Friedrich Nietzsche combined with eloquent storytelling resemblant of Ernest Hemingway. This book is the perfect gift for any literary fanatic. This next review says the book is legendary.
Legendary.
I'm just going to skip to the middle part here where it says, any negative reviews that appear are clearly the work of Jesuit clones seeking to discredit the author. This is proven by how few, if any, of the reviews delve into specifics as to where their negative sentiments towards the book are coming from. It's clear that the Jesuit clones avoided actually reading the book for fear of its enlightening contents. Yeah, that's true.
She has created a lot of sock puppet accounts. Oh goodness!
These are
star.
Gale's men from the Church of Gale.
Get medical attention,
Gale Cord's degradation of men, the act of writing, and even our dear Savior continues with this book. How long will this go on? At least as long as people think it's funny to hoodwink a schizophrenic into wasting more time in a fantasy world, becoming more and more self-important, and more less likely to ever make one true friend in the real world. Not the world of YouTube and Skype, but in the real world. Shame on you for not encouraging her to talk to real people. Gale, as far as you never noticed that Terrence Jenkins and Zach Knight have the exact same voice? Good grief.
And Jesus and Brent Spiner all have the same voice.
By the way, I know that name is normally pronounced Terrence, but
Terrence.
She says Terrence, so I'm going with that.
Keanu
Reeves. Worst book I have ever read. The author is clearly insane.
What?
Nonsense.
That's offensive.
Nonsense. Best book I have ever read in my entire life. Literary gold, must read for all ages.
It's by James Greco.
Yep.
Truly. Richard.
Truly a great work for the ages. Every true Christian should have a copy of this book on their bookshelf. A humble author with an amazing story. Gale reveals things about this life that will absolutely blow your mind. I don't want to spoil anything, but I would recommend it to anyone.
Hoping for a Kindle version.
Yep. Because it's so good.
That's just a weird comment right there. It's like, who in this day and age doesn't have a fucking Kindle version? I'm sorry, that actually bothers me because that's stupid.
Well, she has an audio version where she reads it.
Yes,
so.
and you can go to Audible. You go to audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants.
And you can actually listen to it.
And you can read Jesus,
For
the
free.
Eternal Bridegroom, The Forbidden Abyss, Part 2, Volume 2. What a short title.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to read some interesting Craigslist ads.
Oh.
If anyone wants to make an intro for the Craigslist ad segment.
Yeah, that would be great. Just label it as intro for Craigslist segment.
Yep. Or any other segment we do, for that matter. We need intros and outros and such.
All right.
Intelligent, cultured, 22-year-old woman seeking Asian women. Or no, is that white male?
I think white male.
White male, TJ.
Preference, Nihonese. Hello, ladies of the internet. I am here today, as are you, to find the love of my life, ideally. Now, I am an introspective and reflective man, so over my life, I have come to realize exactly what I'm looking for in my ideal woman. Personally, I am a 22-year-old. My name is Perseus, and I am attending U of T in final year of my engineering degree. And I am a little on the chubby side. I am a dedicated Green Party voter and staunchly opposed to the conservative hordes dashing themselves against the impregnable liberal NDP green keep of our enlightened city. I am fond of discussing philosophy and the meaning of life over a glass of wine in the even.
Wow.
As hobbies go, I am an avid gamer, and I enjoy delving into the myriad artistic realities of anime. The origin of my affinity for Asian culture, which is frankly superior.
Wow.
Yeah.
Frankly, anime proved to me Asian culture is superior in all ways.
He must really think that exposition is the greatest form of writing. Anyway, it keeps going.
He has his requirements.
You must fulfill the following requirements. Asian. Woman.
Oh, no Asian guys.
Aged no more than 23 and no less than 16.
Whoa.
Petite build, ideally no more than 115 pounds, but no Paris Hilton Bellinis, please. I like my women with some meat on them. No.
Like sushi, anime, and video games.
Is he 15 or 23?
Bonuses. You know, you don't have to be Japanese, but that's a bonus.
That's a bonus.
Japanese heritage is
I'll
a
just
bonus.
pretend like you're Japanese.
Large collection of anime and manga. That's a good
Glasses.
one. Glasses. You got to wear glasses. Well, you don't have to, but it's a bonus. Interest in cosplay and role playing. Traditional ladies education. What does that mean? You need a traditional ladies education. I must stress again, this is for a serious long-term relationship.
Oh, this is a troll.
This is a total
Look at
troll.
the picture.
Yeah.
Location, Toronto, of course. I think this is legitimate, guys.
No.
That picture is an...
Toronto, I'd actually be willing to agree with you on that one.
I think that guy's an actor, though. The guy in that picture.
No, that's clearly the person that posted this.
Scotty wants to believe it. Bosnian women, they got them hairy legs and pits and snatches and shit.
That's very insightful.
Damn right.
Of course, it's from Des Moines.
Can I buy your panties?
Fuck yeah.
Ben, you can read this one.
Normal younger guy here, boy. Stop, don't make me laugh. I would love to buy a pair of panties off you today. Not a weirdo here. Just a normal guy.
I like that. I'm not weird. Yeah. I'm a normal guy. Just wants to buy your panties.
If you think you can help, message me here and figure it out. Include your age in a pic so I know you're real.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I feel that should be followed up with "Milady."
Milady.
Tips hat.
Not a
The
weirdo.
guy was wearing a fedora when writing that. I guarantee it.
Let's play a pissing game.
Let's play a pissing game! Yay!
Where you can win fabulous prizes, such as being pissed on.
Or a catheter.
Need a group of ladies to take turns pissing in my mouth. Let's have a pissing contest. Come on, ladies, or sorority girls.
Or sorority
Hot sorority babes when I piss in your mouth.
Wouldn't it be fun to have a pissing contest? Take turns pissing in my mouth until only one of you has any piss left for me. 5152901901980. Is that supposed to be his number or something?
I guess
That's his actual number. Yeah, that's
Wow. 515-290-1980.
I guarantee you, somebody calls that, it's going to link you right to the Bang Bros office.
Who fucking knows, but that's pretty crazy.
Let's play a pissing game, baby.
So if you want to play a pissing game and you're in Ames, Iowa, there you go.
You want to piss on a 57-year-old man who's 5'4" and married?
He was also married.
With an average body?
That's your opportunity.
Now's your chance.
Make me pleasure your dirty holes.
Let's see. Looking for a group of women into period, scat, and or piss play while what's that?
Face sitting.
Oh, face sitting.
Want to be tied up and be used to pleasure you.
Is face sitting a word?
I guess it is.
I think it's. Is it? I would assume that'd be 2 words.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
kind of
one word now.
Face sitting.
Shakespeare made up words, so can this guy.
He is basically Shakespeare.
He's the new Shakespeare.
He's the new Shakespeare, yeah.
All right, if you guys have any crazy shit from Craigslist that you want to send us, link us to the article. Don't send us a screenshot. Link us and send us more, and if someone wants to send us an intro, as TJ said, that would be helpful. We'd like intros for all of our segments.
Yes.
All right, here's an interesting news story that I found before we move on with the videos here.
Seems logical.
Yeah.
Cops forcibly
Let me
search
guess.
woman's vagina.
Texas.
Shut up, Scotty. Cops forcibly search woman's vagina after smelling weed in her car. Now you can make your comment.
No, I said I bet you it's in Texas.
Yep.
Aha!
Is it?
Yes, it is. Houston.
Ah, man.
You know what?
Houston makes sense. It's a shithole.
But I've heard about this happening in Texas before. That's why I was like, I bet you this happened in Texas.
On June 21st, 2015, Charnesia Corley, a 21-year-old black woman from Houston, Texas, was pulled over by a Harris County Sheriff's deputy after allegedly running a stop sign. The deputy claimed he smelled marijuana on Corley and subsequently cuffed her and put her in the back of his patrol car while he searched her vehicle. Finding nothing, the deputy called a female officer to the scene to perform a vaginal search. Yes, a vaginal search, all because he suspected she had weed. According to Corley, the female officer, upon her arrival, tells me to pull my pants down. I said, ma'am, I don't have any underwear on. She says, well, that doesn't matter. Pull your pants down.
Doesn't matter.
We the police. Do as you're told.
Corley admits hesitating. Deputies say she resisted. I bend over and she proceeds to try to force her hand inside of me. I tell her, ma'am, no, you cannot do this, Corley told us candidly. She insists at no time does she give consent for any search. She's retained an attorney, Sam Comack, who argues that a search like this in a public parking lot is a violation of her civil rights. Come on.
What?
The police totally have the right to fucking stuff their hands in your most private areas.
TJ, if they want to stick a fucking fist up your ass to search for weed, they should be able to do it.
In fact, I've requested that.
She is like, I'm pretty sure
You actually do that.
Yeah, it's like, come on, fist my asshole. See if there's anything up there. I bet you there's a big brick of coke up there. Reach on in and get it, officer.
There's an 8-ball of coke.
A little deeper, officer.
A little to the left. Now keep moving your hand in and out.
Can I select which officer gets to search me?
The one with the big knuckles. Comac, something, I don't know. Harris County Sheriff's consented. Okay, so basically, she got searched. Her pussy got searched for weed.
Yes.
All because some cop is like, I think I smell weed.
Well, so the deputy said he could strip search her if he needed to. Not a troll.
It is a troll.
Yeah,
they're all trolls.
They are trolls.
The entire universe is just a giant troll.
That story they called a female cop. Like if it would have been like the guy himself was like, hold on, I'm going two knuckles deep. Then there'd be more of an issue. But they said a female cop with them.
Be like, I just happen to have an instrument perfect for this search here.
Yep.
Fucking crazy shit. All right. Here's 2 clips about Jared Fogle.
Why, Jared? Me and TJ were shocked to hear that news. We're like, not Jared. Anyone but Jared.
Not Jared.
Say it isn't so.
I'm Jared, the subway guy.
Long before the world got to know Jared Fogle as the subway guy, he was an overweight college student willing to try anything to lose weight. He told Larry King back in 2002 about the moment he hit rock bottom.
The straw that broke the camel's back for me was getting on the scale, seeing that I weighed 425 pounds.
425 pounds as a junior at Indiana University, where his story really began.
Yeah.
As he tells it, there was a Subway sandwich shop next door to where he lived. And one day, Jared took a look at the low-fat menu. The rest is history.
If I were to eat this 6-inch turkey sandwich for lunch and a foot-long veggie for dinner, but hold the mayonnaise, hold the cheese, hold the oil, of course, maybe this is one of those crazy things that could work for me, and sure enough, it did.
It worked so well.
What an inspiring story.
It's like if you don't eat a bunch of fatty food all day, you can lose weight.
Neat.
Who would have thunk it?
Dr.
Subway
Oz
is gross.
supports that message.
Yeah.
No, you must go to Subway and buy the food to lose weight.
No. Only at Subway can you lose weight.
Yes.
All other food from all other places is bad.
I can see why. Subway is pretty disgusting. At least
Hey,
the
man,
one by
you know,
me and you.
When I said that in my video, when I said that Subway was gross, people were like offended more by that than anything else I said.
I mean, maybe the Subway they go to is good, but the ones around here are pretty bad. Like me and you generally don't go
Subways
there.
can be hit or miss. They can really be hit or miss. I've been to some good ones. I've been to some bad ones.
I've been to Subways at truck stops in the middle of Kansas that, were open at 3 a.m., with like the shit that's been sitting there like all day. You know what I mean?
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, it sounds so appetizing. We actually went to this one in Texas where me and TJ were like going to get, what was that, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub, TJ?
Yeah, and the chicken is supposed to be like separated in these little packs, but instead they just had it all like congealing.
Yeah, congealing together. Yeah,
jar thing.
And we're just like
jar thing.
Yeah,
TJ's like gagging just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It was totally disgusting. We couldn't even eat it. We took a couple bites. We're like, no, this just doesn't even taste like that's supposed to taste.
It was like burnt rubber.
Are you sure that's just not how Subway is most of the time?
It was
I used to
in
work
Texas,
for Subway,
though.
so I can tell you that not a lot of that stuff's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to people. But when I said Subway was shit in that video, everyone was like, no, Subway's great. It's like, I think you people just have shitty taste.
Yeah, I would say that's more
And the
accurate.
other thing that actually people got pissed about was I used a lolly image in the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I haven't watched the video, but I saw that.
But a bunch of people were like, that's not child porn. Loli is totally different. I'm like, I'm not even making a statement for or against you. I don't really give a shit. It's just a joke for the thumbnail of the video. It's like the last thing I would ever imagine someone coming to me with
you're being serious,
being butthurt
TJ.
about it.
You're being serious.
Fact that a college pal who was also the editor of the campus newspaper didn't even recognize him when they bumped into each other on campus. Jared had lost so much weight, his friend insisted he write an article about him and how he did it. The article ran in the April 1999 edition of the Indiana Daily
Do we really
Student.
need like his entire
When Fogel
backstory like
registered-
this?
We can move on if you want.
No, I mean,
to the child porn thing.
Yeah.
All right.
This is worse than we thought it was, allegedly, according to the federal information that was just filed today. Let me tell you the charges, Carol. First of all, they are distribution and receipt and conspiracy to engage in sexual conduct with minors. And also, count 2, travel to engage in illicit sexual contact with minors and attempting to travel to engage in illicit sexual contact with minors. Let's start with count 2, because what the prosecutors are alleging here is that between 2007 and 2015, Jared Fogel solicited through the internet sexual services of minors. And then between 2010 and 2013, which I believe it would have been after the Subway, making him relatively famous for Subway and losing all the weight. He traveled to New York to the Plaza Hotel, according to the information, initially engaged in sexual contact with minor victim number 13, who was 17 years old, for money, Carol. And then he said to her, do you know any other...
That's really where they nailed him there.
Yeah.
The fact that it was for money, that it was like prostitution that he was paying for.
Yeah, he
that's,
got fucked pretty hard for that one.
Yeah, that's like...
So did she.
I mean, in some states, 17 is legal, but when you're soliciting prostitution, that can get you in big trouble.
Yeah.
If they're a minor.
When last month or whenever the hell the FBI raided his place, some stuff came out about him talking with a friend of his, and he had said that he had sex with a 16-year-old, but it was, I forget what state it was in, but it was 16 was the age of consent.
Yes, but if he paid for it, then that's illegal.
Yeah, he didn't pay, yeah, I think there was like rumors that he paid her $100 for sex.
Yep. So
which is so sad.
Yes.
Other young women.
They should
I
have
would
just given them his
prefer
Subway
16
black card.
or younger, if possible. that I couldn't.
Hey, baby, you suck my dick, get free Subway for life.
Any subs
think?
you want.
Any sub you
meat?
want.
Know where to take it.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you double meat, bitch. I'm Jared, bitch. I used to think this guy was like the most bland, lifeless, fucking corporate shill.
You were wrong, dude.
But apparently he's a dirty-minded deviant.
He's a fucking sexual deviant, like trying to score with as many chicks under 18 as possible.
You under 18? Yes. All right. Yeah. Oh, I'll give you
How old are you?
$100.
18?
Suck my big $5 footlong, baby. Yeah. Do it.
Engage in sexual contact with. He told her he would give her a finder's fee, allegedly, if she would find these other minors. According to the information, he traveled back.
He was like trying to get his own like little lucrative like minor web going on. It's like, yeah, he's got like commissions and shit. He's got an affiliate program.
Yeah, he's like,
going.
look, if you refer another girl that's underage to me, I give you a $200 bonus. He had a system in place.
He's a pretty generous guy. You know, I'm glad to see that the money Subway was giving him was going to a good cause, you know.
Back to New York at another point of time, stayed at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, again engaged.
You know, if you're gonna stay at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, you can pay a 16-year-old more than $100 to have sex. You know,
Jared's a cheap ass, TJ. Come on.
I'm just saying, you know, if you're gonna be doing that, you know, at least give the girl a decent amount of money. You know, she had to fuck Jared from Subway. Come on, think about what that's like from her perspective. For fuck's sake.
Engaged in sexual contact with minor victim 13, and also then 2011 to 2013 repeatedly solicited other minors to engage in sexual activity with them also. And it wasn't always New York. It looks like it was involving Indiana also, which is his home state.
These are serious charges.
These are extremely serious. Now, today he is supposed to be entering a plea deal, could be doing it right now. Here's what's going to be interesting, Carol. These are such serious charges that...
Are they serious charges?
I'm not sure if they're serious.
Yeah, they haven't fully expressed that. Hey, amazing atheist guy. Are you the amazing atheist guy?
Yes.
Is this serious, amazing atheist guy? How
Yeah.
serious are you?
Yeah, that's
super serial.
That's the CNN anchor that called TJ the amazing atheist guy.
Yeah. Amazing atheist guy.
Have allegedly victims involved, young people. What will he plead to? What will he be given for this not to go to trial? Will he be given a great gift and a plea to maybe attempting to engage in sexual contact? You've got victims here.
Yeah, but if he pleads guilty to the most serious charges, he could go to prison.
I think prison. This is federal, so I think prison is going to be an automatic here. This is very, very serious. But there may people may be outraged if he gets something far less than what he's charged with.
Okay, so let's go back in time a little bit because.
So yeah, and as we know,
They ain't gonna hold the mayonnaise in prison, Jared.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I was reading that he can get anywhere between 5 years, like the minimum, and 12 and a half years, which would be the maximum. But this is America. We don't really tend to send our celebrities, even D-list ones, to jail for really heinous shit, right? Unless it's murder or tax evasion. They tend to, they might be able to get away with it if he enters into programs. So if he's been cooperative, which it appears that he has been, it's entirely possible that his lawyers can work a deal where he won't go to jail.
If it comes out that like this was like sex trafficking that he was involved in, then that would be even worse.
You know,
yeah.
He'll probably have in a
transported him over
federal
state
prison
lines.
camp. Yeah, it's actually called the Mann Act. That's what they're referring to.
As his best friend was running his foundation, which supposedly benefited obese children and helped them overcome obesity, right?
Why supposedly?
Like, yeah.
Is that really under question now or something?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, I'm sure his foundation did what the aim of the foundation was to do, but, I mean, that doesn't...
Feed them kids Subway.
You kids are fat.
Definitely a part of it.
Eat Subway. Now you're skinny. Good. Now I can fuck you. I mean, keep eating Subway, kids.
Yeah, that is kind of fucked up when he was, like, obviously trying to pick up underage girls, and he had a foundation for childhood obesity.
Yep.
Was it like a scouting time or something?
Nope. Total coincidence. Nothing.
Scouting.
Not one had nothing to do with the other.
I mean, obviously was scouting these girls. Like he was trying to like offer like referral fees. Like, if you know any other underage girls, here's my number. Give me a call. It's like, whoa, dude, you were really into this.
Here's my website, JaredFogelFucksEmall.com.
I guess they'd have to like figure out like how underage he went too. That's another like big factor.
But
yeah.
What is it? He got photos sent to him of children as young as 6.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
That was one of the things that was on the hard drive. Yeah, which makes you go back to the point though about using his charity.
Yeah, exactly. There's a charity like need to help the children that are struggling with obesity. Basically, you might as well just tattoo "no fat kids" on his cock. I mean, that's what he's really saying.
I'm sure there's some inmates in the prison who would like to help him with that.
So this friend has already been convicted of child porn charges.
At least he's been charged.
Did the volume just like go down?
Yeah. Keep going.
Okay.
His home was raided in April. He was charged a little bit later, and it was for production of child porn videos.
Oh, wow.
Which, according to this information, he told
that was his like
children
business
to just engage in their
associate.
normal activities.
This was
taking
the
a
guy that
shower,
actually
doing
ran the charity.
Yeah,
the Children's Foundation.
Right, the Jared Fogle Institute, or whatever the fuck it was called. Or the Jared
Man, these are
Institute.
some fucked up motherfuckers, man.
It's like, man,
let's like start a charity as a front.
I lost this weight, and now Subway's offering me this lucrative deal. We can use it to fuck kids.
Yeah, and like produce child porn. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, cool, guy.
That is pretty evil.
Yeah, that is really evil.
Subway helped him with all this, you guys.
No, don't say that.
Subway, I think, is partially accountable for these crimes.
No, I would say not.
No.
Really?
I would say not. No.
Well, I'm not. That's just my opinion, you guys.
Okay.
It's my personal,
Look, they make
fallible
shitty
human
sandwiches, they don't
opinion.
have people fuck kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did in this case. For the last 15 years,
Subway's lawyers
Eat
are
fresh.
now like doing background checks on TJ.
Eat fresh, motherfuckers. Eat fucking fresh.
different things, and he secretly recorded them. Oh. And then also the possession.
Well, at least
of
he wasn't fucking them, though.
it. According to this information, and this involves count 1, that Jared was a co-conspirator of this man. He knew the videos were being produced. He got them on his computer. He even showed them to someone else. And remember, this is while they have that
Jared's
foundation.
definitely going to jail for a while. I can't see Jared just getting away with all
Jared will
this.
probably get like 5 years in a federal prison camp or something. I mean, look, I'm sure he still has plenty of money to fight this out. That's probably what it is.
Well, he'll get fined too.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see what his net worth
he already
is.
He's paying out $1.4 million, about $100,000 to each of the people that he's been charged with assaulting, essentially. So there's at least 14 girls underage that he has been active with that they know of.
Wow, and
What an easy way to become a millionaire.
So the 17-year-old girl or 16-year-old that he paid $100 to is going to end up getting like $100,000 out of it instead.
Yeah.
Doesn't that just send the wrong message? Like, man, if you fuck one of these crazy
does.
pedophiles, one day you might have a big paycheck waiting.
Yeah.
But I guess if she was willing to do it for $100, I mean,
16 and pregnant mentality.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I fucked Jared, the fucking Subway guy. He's famous.
Who would want to like brag to their friends about that?
No one. His net worth is $15 million, so that pretty much means it's all going to be eaten up by him paying off his victims.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
and his wife also filed for divorce too, so there's half of that money.
That's crazy.
Till death do us part. What happened to that? What happened to American values?
All right.
I think it was the
a
gay
particular,
marriage that destroyed that.
So I watched
Gay marriage legalized. Jared Fogle fucks kids. There we go.
Yep.
Slippery slope, yeah.
Causation, correlation, whatever.
I watched a video and I learned, it was very informative, that there's a part of feminism called white feminism that's not real feminism.
Yeah, it's fake feminism. Come on, Ben.
Did you know about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the video that I watched. I hope you guys will all learn something from it.
I always learn when you
I
play
think
these
I've
kind of
already
videos.
seen the video too, but yeah.
Have we?
No, I have, I think. Is what
Oh, okay.
No.
You might have heard the term white feminism used lately after
Nope.
Nicki Minaj and Taylor Swift's Twitter exchange, or when people critique HBO's Girls.
Okay.
But what does it mean?
Basically,
What does it
white
mean?
feminism is feminism that ignores intersectionality.
So not all
Shit.
feminists who are white feminists.
But most white feminists are white because
Should I
white
be
people
taking
just
notes?
don't have to think about
Yes.
things like race on a daily basis.
Wow.
They don't have to think about race. You just need these racists up here to think about it for you. Wow. Well, that's wonderful.
Well, if you're one of these people, you literally never stop thinking about race.
That's why I call them racist. That's how their critical evaluation of everyone is first based upon, well, I guess not lack of critical evaluation is based upon their race.
Matt, though, isn't it kind of fun watching the feminists like start tearing each other apart?
It's fantastic. It's like it literally is one of the best things ever. There's sex, and then there's that, and then video games. It's better than video games because
Wow.
it's funny to watch.
Yeah, it is great. You know, because I mean, every group eventually does it. No matter how big for their britches they get, it's like they start turning on each other over some stupid, mindless shit.
There's no, the no true feminist.
And you know, because they're feminists, the shit they turn on each other over is like twice as dumb as the shit people normally turn on each other over, and it's beautiful.
And we're not just pulling the race card. White
Of course
feminism
not.
excludes the experiences of basically anyone who's not white, cis, and straight.
Here's why
Fucking white feminism. Such
So
a
sick of
fucking
it.
racist bullshit.
Gee, they're gonna tell you why it's so problematic. It's destroying society. The fabric of society is being torn.
She's really about to say, here's why that's so problematic. I love this.
that's so problematic.
So,
Oh, I love the way she said it.
so problematic.
It's so problematic. MundaneMatt, you want to take a guess about how problematic it is?
Ooh. On a scale of 1 to problematic, it's problematic.
Wow.
It's
First,
crazy.
It assumes the way white women experience misogyny is the way all women experience misogyny.
What a fucking sacrilege.
I cannot believe that.
They think white feminism, you guys. They think that the way they experience the obvious misogyny that runs rampant throughout our culture is the same way that women of color experience the obvious misogyny that runs rampant through our culture. And that is not true.
And that's just not true.
Not true.
White feminism aims to close the wage gap between men and women. But what it fails to recognize is that most of the time, Latina and black women make even less
Yes,
than
let's
white.
compare celebrities. Yes, that's a great barometer for what the average income of people. She makes 78 cents. She makes 64. So she makes like what 78 million. She makes 64 million.
Who's higher profile? I mean, that's just what you have to look at here.
I only know who the white one is. I don't even know who the
Oh.
bitches are.
Who? I don't even. What?
Huh? What?
And police brutality should be viewed as a feminist issue.
Why?
Oh, of course.
Why should police brutality
Everything-
be viewed
dude,
as a feminist
everything-
issue?
It seems like normally it's against men. Usually, not all the time, obviously.
Just because men are the victims doesn't mean it's not a feminist,
it's a feminist
issue.
issue, Ben.
Yeah,
But it
that's
doesn't
what
affect-
feminism tries to tell you. That's why they're fucking crazy. It's like a really bad religion, you know. You look at the shit they say nowadays, and you just equate it to like the cults from the '80s.
Fuck,
And
I
you're
like
no,
the. I think Scientology sounds better than feminism. Sign me up.
Scientology makes you money. That's why
Yeah.
Scientology sounds better than feminism.
Yep.
Yeah.
Women, the way it affects women of color. If Sandra Bland had been a white woman, would a simple traffic stop have resulted in an arrest?
Maybe.
Would she be viewed as
I
a
don't know.
loud, angry black woman? Would she be dead?
Maybe. You don't know.
I mean, how can you sit there and say, we know for a fact? It's like, I don't know. I'm uncertain. I mean, is it possible? Of course.
All we can do is speculate.
White feminism ignores the role that whiteness plays in creating things like beauty standards. For example, this is okay,
Yeah.
but this isn't.
Who says that isn't?
Both of those are okay with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, who says it isn't?
I'm okay with both. So I must be a fucking true egalitarian.
Yeah, I did not see anyone talking about that, except that I even saw articles about
I
this
always
album
hear
cover,
this.
and people were like, wow, look at this crazy album
How
cover.
come this is acceptable, but this isn't acceptable? Who is saying which is what? Huh?
Yeah.
Like,
this is
like
feminist
there's some
echo chamber
universal standard of like, ooh, I accept
If
this,
it's not
but I don't
acceptable,
accept this.
if it's not acceptable, why is it there?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, it exists, so obviously it is acceptable.
Enough people found it acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, Nicki Minaj gets huge views on YouTube. If it wasn't found to be, or content wasn't found to be acceptable, no one would watch any of her videos or have anything to do with her.
It'd probably be a smarter world if no one did, but...
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, her music's fucking drivel.
She makes music, too?
Well, I don't think she actually personally makes music. She's just the image that's being sold. You know what I mean?
I can deal with that.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked, TJ. Based on this album cover, I just can't see what the appeal would be.
I don't know. Something about her.
All right,
I think it's her eyes.
Her shoes.
White women are most often the faces of feminism. Tina Fey, Taylor Swift, Amy Schumer have been able to break into industries that have been dominated by cis white men. But black women,
No.
women of color, we face barriers that white women don't.
Critiquing white feminism is...
So there's no celebrity black people. Especially not black women. Like Beyonce, she doesn't even fucking exist.
Latifah is just
Oprah,
nothing, right?
Yeah, Oprah, that multi-billionaire bitch, never even heard of her.
Yeah, Oprah's never had any success.
isn't about silencing those women. It's about opening up space for even more diverse voices to be heard. And
Sweet.
that's great for everyone.
Being a white feminist doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you have a lot to learn.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thank
wow. That's not patronizing at all. You know, you're just an idiot that doesn't know anything.
You would be a bad person if you learned everything and got smarter, and then you'd be a bad person. But you just don't know what you're doing. You got so much to learn, so you're just bad. But
yeah,
you know,
you're just ignorant. You know.
Yeah.
It's not really your fault. You're just a stupid piece of shit. Doesn't even understand the way the world really works the way I do.
You're being ignorant, Blanket.
So
ignorant. You're ignorant.
Ignorant.
The most important thing any white feminist can do is educate themselves. And
I agree with that sentence by itself, removed of context.
listen and engage with the experiences of women of color without silencing them.
Without silencing them.
Hey, women of color.
Like, when do these feminist groups meet up and then they go, anytime someone that, you know, is like part of a racial minority stands up, shh, you sit down.
Excuse
sit
me.
down.
White people are talking
Sit
now.
down. This is white people's space.
Can you imagine feminists like dissing on each other, calling each other white feminists? Like, oh, you're not a real feminist. You're just a white feminist.
White feminist? God.
You are a white feminist. You ignore intersectionality. Oh my god, it's so problematic.
So problematic.
They're turning into the
There was
Daleks
this,
there.
two years ago, there was like a feminist civil war, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It was there's a white male feminist professor in Pasadena who was really renowned, and he got caught basically cheating on his wife or trying to cheat on his wife with a porn star, and it
Sweet.
came out that he was a bad feminist. And that's when like you had the white feminists start getting attacked by the non-white feminists, and it was this huge thing, lasted a couple days. It was fucking hysterical because they were just tearing at each other and nobody knew really what the hell was going on.
Sweet. I like seeing that.
Sometimes as white ladies, we just have to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's the solution. Just listen and have someone else tell you your opinion and educate you.
Look, if you're white, sometimes you just have to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, white people. Goddamn.
So that more diverse voices can come to the forefront, TJ.
Do we have any black people on this panel right now?
No.
MundaneMatt, are you black?
No.
No.
Shut the You just need to shut the fuck up.
Damn.
Well,
You Mexican or
TJ, you need to shut the fuck up. Ben, shut the fuck up. Me, shut the fuck up.
But there's no
So
one
this
can
really
talk.
is the White Guilt podcast now, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone has to be quiet.
Unfunny.
Shh.
The unfunny White Guilt.
Yeah. Shut up, white oppressors. We yield the floor to our people of color. Now this.
All right, yeah, the video's over, dude.
Yeah, it's over.
All right.
Play another video.
The next video is the other side. Oh, did you want to say something, Matt?
Speak,
I
Matt.
just thought for a second we were going to take that 4.5 minute of silence for the death of Michael Brown, like we're pretending we're Bernie Sanders rally here, you know.
They did that at his rally?
They did, yeah. That was the big rally. They took over the rally, the Black Lives Matter.
Jesus.
They made him hold for 4.5 minutes, moment of silence, which is usually 90 seconds, but hold for 4.5 minutes, and he fucking let him do it. So.
Boo! That's Bernie Sanders. Boo! Liar, liar. Run for president someplace else.
Boo.
No, not really. I like Bernie Sanders, but
4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Boo, Ben. Boo.
Boo! I love that shit.
Yeah, it's a great call.
It's eternally funny. What's going on, TJ?
I don't know.
Stop doing that.
I don't know.
All right, next video. Roosh V. The worst thing men can do. This is the worst thing men can do.
The worst.
According to Roosh V.
You can identify.
I'll turn it down a little bit because for some reason, he thinks it's cool to play 4 of him talking at the same time.
It is. It's so cool.
I hosted a happy hour where 40 guys showed up.
Whoosh!
And early on in the happy hour, before guys got intoxicated or horny, we had a lot of opportunities to exchange ideas.
Ideas.
Talk to our fellow man about life and girls. And the two main topics that I talked about with other guys or that I overheard was getting laid and getting paid. You know, guys wanted to share ideas and get advice from other men who have worked out, you know, certain parts of either their money or their sex life.
That was a kind of a conference. It was like half the guys were like, I get paid, and then half the guys were like, I get laid. And then they can come together.
Come together and swap that information.
It's a summit, you know, a summit of guys that they have 50% of their life down, and the other 50% is just missing.
I get paid, but I can't get laid. Well, I get laid, but I can't get paid. Maybe we can help each other out. And that's the whole idea behind the conference, you know?
You know, Roosh V is just, he brings people of diverse backgrounds together to learn
He's
and
the
grow
facilitator.
grow as individuals. And they also pay him like $5,000. But yeah, that's besides the point.
So he figured out how to get paid, for sure.
I'm sure he's not doing this shit for free.
And a lot of good notes were exchanged. I learned a lot as well. I talked to guys who have been in countries that I haven't stepped foot in, and guys who have their own businesses going. So that was cool. And then after the happy hour, I thought about it, and I thought about how far ahead the men who showed up at the meetup were. And the reason is because not just because
how
they
far
showed
ahead
up,
of
but
what?
because they're asking men for advice. They're talking to other men on how to get things. The worst thing any man can do anywhere is ask advice from a woman.
Yep. Damn right.
Obviously.
It's the worst
Women
thing
are
a
good
man
for
can
babies and sandwiches.
That's the worst
Maybe some cleaning, too.
You think it'd be like murder or rape or something like that? No, that should all be legal on private property. The real fucking crime is asking women for advice.
If
She's gonna
Rushvi-
fill your head with all kinds of jibber jabber.
Dude, if Roosh V ruled the world, that'd be law number 1. Never ask advice for a woman. Punishable by death.
So does that include, like, if you're working a job and, like, you know, your coworker is female and you're like, you know, Sally, am I supposed to write in red pen on these forms or blue pen?
I'm sorry, your question doesn't really make any sense. Women in the workplace, I'm not really.
Well, I
sure
mean, you know, it's a strange world we live in now. You know how it is.
I mean, it sounds like a work of
Ever
fiction.
since Obama.
They're equal to you in the workplace, or is this your secretary?
Your secretary, right?
My secretary, yes.
I can't even fathom that question because, I mean, I can't imagine women doing
You're right.
anything.
I don't know. It was poorly conceived. Sorry.
Yeah, it was really bad. You know,
Bad question.
Yeah, let's just move on, TJ. Let's forget about it.
Ask a woman how to get things in life, how a man can be a man, how he can get laid, how he can start a business is the stupidest thing that you can do. I mean,
Asking a girl how you can get laid, well, if she likes you, then that can turn out to be a beneficial conversation.
No, Ben.
Yeah, you might go to her and be like,
women have vaginas, and I like vaginas, so I would choose vaginas. I would probably get more information out of that than a guy whose name's Roosh V.
Yeah, he is pretty ridiculous.
That sounds like a crazy theory
He's
to me.
pretty ridiculous.
Roosh V has life figured out.
Pretty crazy, I get that, but I mean, You know, I have sex
No, look at
regularly,
him.
So there we go.
Look at him. No,
I know she has a
not as
baseball
much,
bat
not
next
as
to him.
regularly as Roosh V does.
I think Roosh V's a little paranoid.
Roosh V, like, I did research on him after the first time we played him because I'm like, man, this guy is like a fucking cartoon character. And he writes books about, like, the women in different countries. Like, he'll have, like, a series about, like, the women in northeastern Europe. So he'll cover, like, Latvian and Estonian and Polish women, like, in that area over there. And some of them he'll like recommend that you should go to meet women, and some he's like, you shouldn't go there at all. They're scam artists and shit like that. It's like, man, whatever.
So basically, he goes and
he got fucked over there, and
so he's just like, fuck that place.
Yeah, that whole country just full of scam artists.
He's speaking about Canada, then he's correct.
Yeah.
Not put on this earth to help man. She just doesn't know. She doesn't know the male experience. You know, she knows what? She knows how to look pretty. Hopefully she knows how to push papers in an office and menial tasks and how to look good, how to fuck. But in terms of helping men get what they want in life, they cannot give this advice. They just don't have it, and it's not expected of them. There's no fault that they don't know, but it's the fault of men who ask those who don't know.
Yeah.
Women just don't know anything. Come on, guys.
Women don't know how to do that shit.
They know how to push some papers, look good, and fuck.
There's never been a woman who was good at getting paid or laid, or would have any pertinent advice in those areas.
None
whatsoever.
Look, TJ.
None whatsoever. Even though we're technically tailored to purchase things that someone like us recommends, right? We're more inclined to do this. So if you have a hot woman on your side that's telling other hot women that you're cool, you're going to be more attractive to those hot women because another woman is telling them that you're cool. So that's how it works. But Roosh is like, no, you don't bring the women in. You can pay me money and I'll be that wingman in a book. You have to read. There you go.
You get to hang out, come to our seminars and hang out with a bunch of other men, and we can talk about how, like, our plans about how to get laid at some point in the future.
Yeah, it sounds like a sausage fest. No thanks. Like, she want me to hang around a bunch of desperate guys who are listening to this moron on how to get laid. It's like, I think I'm good. I think it's spend my time doing more productive things.
Another reason you don't want to ask a woman for advice is because they don't want to sell out their own kind. They're not going to give you advice which increases your options over a woman, or that possibly may harm a woman in the sense of you learning how to get laid and how to get a one-night stand.
So we see Roosh V's philosophy on relationships. One night stand. I'll be happy if I just have a series of one-night stands. He should have become a rock star, not a pickup artist. That's what he wanted.
So basically, the reason that the thing that Matt was saying earlier wouldn't really work is because no girl that actually got to know Roosh V would ever endorse him to her girlfriends. She would just be like, run. Run. If you see him coming, run.
Do you know Roosh V? Oh my God, don't talk to that guy.
You know, it's like going to the enemy and asking her how to defeat her own team.
The cats and dogs. Now women, it's like, oh, I see a woman, and you start fighting with her.
He wants
any
to,
woman you see.
He wants to have sex with women, but
he hates them.
He hates them.
Very
and
clearly.
views them as like the enemy. So, I mean, obviously, like, think about how torturous his psyche must actually be to like inhabit on a daily basis. Oh man, I'd like to fuck that fine ass bitch, but I fucking hate her.
She'll betray me, take all my money.
Oh God, stupid bitch. Oh, I want her so bad. Oh, I hate her.
And you know, it's sad how much, not that the women are giving the advice. I mean, they're free to give advice, but the men are asking them. Men are asking women how to get laid. I mean, that is the dumbest thing.
Should be asking Roosh V.
You can do. And I know I've written about this before, but I just have to stress how you absolutely should never, except maybe when it comes to style about an outfit, you should never ask a girl how to get something that you want.
It's okay to ask him about style.
Yeah, women know about fashion or whatever.
So he must have been like, do you remember like 10 years ago or so, the whole like Metro thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he must have been totally Metro back then.
Probably so.
How to accomplish a goal, whether it's career, women, money, anything. Just if it's not around style or fashion, just don't ask them. Don't ask them because they're not going to help you. Their advice, or for fun, you can ask them and do the opposite. Do the opposite of what they say.
What a child.
So I just wanted to give a friendly reminder. Never listen to a woman. Never take their advice. You'll be much better. You'll
It's
get
very
much
biblical.
farther in life if you don't.
Yeah?
You could be like Roosh V, guys.
Click here to subscribe. I'm gonna go with no.
He's so cool. Be like him.
Roosh V changed my life, TJ.
Change mine too. Such a wonder.
You're in love with Roosh V, aren't you, TJ?
Oh,
You saw him and you're like, I want to go to a seminar.
He does have a mighty handsome beard.
Yeah, Roosh V is an interesting character. Not one I ever want to know on a personal level, but one I don't mind watching from afar and pointing and laughing at.
You love Roosh V.
Oh, you want to hang out with him. Come on.
Here's another video from. Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, a couple years ago, I worked on a screenplay for a couple guys who were like Roosh V, right? They were very much into the same lifestyle, read all those books, and I had to learn that stuff in order to write this script. So having been in that world for a while, fuck that noise. Like it's all manipulation and lies because they're not trying to get meaningful relationships. They're just trying to find an insecure wormhole to fuck. That's pretty much about it.
They're very rich, intellectually developed people.
How dare you say that? They sound like, intellectual giants, Rhodes Scholars. They're really thinking about the woman's, the society from a perspective that women just can't understand and see because they just have a different brain. Come on, these guys know.
Dude, I fucked that bitch last night, man. Yeah, high five. Woo.
High five, buddy.
Using proven techniques, TJ, that you can obtain for only $9.99.
She was desperate enough to actually let me fuck her. It was great. Best night of my fucking life.
All right. Next video is from the Prager Institute.
Yay.
The most important question about abortion.
Yay.
Let's talk about one of the most emotionally charged subjects there is. Abortion. But
hey, it's fucking Dennis Prager him fucking self.
Damn.
He
Wow.
means
this
business.
one's important.
Bringing out the big dog, man. Fuck.
Talking
This is
about
game over.
abortion. It's going to be good.
Abortion.
in an
Might as well go
unemotional
home.
way.
About to school us.
Also, let's not touch on the question that most preoccupies discussion of the subject, whether abortion should be legal or illegal.
Okay.
The only question here is the moral one. Is ending the life of a human fetus moral? Let's begin with this question. Does the human fetus have any value and any rights? Now, it's a scientific fact that a human fetus is human life. Those who argue that the human fetus has no rights say that a fetus is not a person. But even if you believe that, it doesn't mean the fetus has no intrinsic value or no rights. There are many living beings that are not persons that have both value and rights. Dogs and other animals, for example. And that's moral argument number one. A living being doesn't have to be a person in order to have intrinsic moral value and rights.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to compare animals that are alive, and for the most part, animals are killed all the time, and nothing's really done about it. Look what happens in Africa to all these endangered species like rhinos and lions that are, and Asian tigers that are just sold for Chinese medicine and other things like that. No one really gives a fuck about those animals. I mean, some people do, but most people will just like, oh well, there's profit motive. That's just going to happen. Whatever.
Even if you torture a dog to death, probably the worst you'll get is a few months.
Yeah, maybe a year in jail.
How long did Michael Vick get?
But he was running a dog fighting ring.
Yeah, a ring. How long was
a
he
racket?
in?
I think maybe 3 or 4 years or something like that.
I don't even think he got that long, but I could be mistaken. But yeah, I mean, like, we don't give much rights. But the thing is, like, all those animals are autonomous and can survive on their own.
Yes, and they're actually alive. They've been born. They run around. They're actually living their life. The fetuses are not doing that at that point.
Right, and if the mother who is going to be charged with caring for this child once it's born doesn't even want it, I mean, I think the real question is it moral to force them to have it and keep it when they're not even interested in it? They're basically telling society, like, I don't want this kid. I would rather kill it than have it.
Well, they always point out, but what about adoption then? It's like the adoption system is so fucked up in this country.
Yay, more orphans.
Yeah. It's like, that's not really stable for most of those children. They don't actually lead very good lives. They actually deal with a lot of abuse because they're just pushed off to people who just take them in for money. They don't give a fuck about them at all.
When challenged with this argument, people usually change the subject to the rights of the mother, meaning the right of a mother to end her fetus's life under any circumstance, for any reason, and at any time in her pregnancy. Is that moral? It is only if we believe that the human fetus has no intrinsic worth.
Why? If I have even if you have something of intrinsic worth, if you own it, you can destroy it. Like, if I have a fucking, stockpile of gold and I want to melt it down and fucking, dump it in the sewer or something. Well, probably not the sewer because that's public property. But if I want to destroy it somehow, I have the right to do that because it's my fucking property.
So fetus just your property.
I mean, because it's like the fetus itself would technically be the product of the mother and the father.
True.
And
sure.
When it comes to parenting rights, at least for dads in that particular department, it's very kind of sketchy. But I see where you're going. I totally see where you're going.
Well, I actually agree. I actually believe that fathers should have more rights in terms of if they don't want the child, they should have the rights for what they call financial abortion, basically, where they forego any rights to the child but also forego any responsibility, because women are afforded that choice. Pretty much, throughout the not only throughout the pregnancy, but even once they have the pregnancy, they can choose to give the child up for adoption or any number of things. So I think it's fair for men to have a choice too. But when it comes to the issue of abortion, I mean, the fact is that the child is in her, basically thriving off of her life support system that her body is providing. So just based on that happenstance of nature, I would say that it's her choice.
But in most cases, nearly everyone believes that the human fetus has essentially infinite worth.
No.
And an almost absolute right to live. When? When a pregnant woman wants to give birth. Then society and its laws regard the fetus as so valuable that if someone were to kill that fetus, that person could be prosecuted for homicide. Only if a pregnant woman doesn't want to give birth do many people regard the fetus as worthless. Now, does that make sense? It doesn't seem to.
I would say it does make sense, because it basically is just saying that the worth of the fetus is designated by whether or not the mother is choosing to keep the baby or not.
And I mean, it's not like the fetus is viewed as worthless, just that this woman does not want to carry the baby to term. She's making the decision not to do that.
Why is it a good idea to force her to have a baby that she doesn't want to have? I mean, is it really going to have a good life? Is it really going to... is it really going to help that kid that, it's born into a fucking family unit that basically views it as a liability?
And a burden.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how that is a moral position.
I mean, maybe that'll change. Maybe they'll accept the reality of having a child.
Maybe, but that's a big fucking maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, I love how conservatives always frame this as like, well, look, we're defending life here, and we don't want to interfere with people's lives. But at the same time, they're so willing to interfere with women's lives and reproductive rights when it suits them. I mean, they should just be honest that there's a lot of times that they do want to interfere with people's life. They want the government to interfere with someone's life and make decisions for them or force them into the decisions. Because I mean, in some states, there's no place you can actually even get an abortion.
Either a human fetus has worth or it doesn't. And this is moral argument number 2.
So there's no algebra here. There's no like variables that can change the value. It's just either it does or it doesn't.
It's an all or nothing argument.
Well, there's one variable.
On what?
There's one variable we haven't talked about yet, and that would simply be how much value is that fetus worth towards that one Planned Parenthood lady's Lamborghini? That's the real question here.
Yes, the Lamborghini.
Moral grounds does the mother alone decide a fetus's worth? We certainly don't do that with regard to a newborn child. It is society, not the mother or the father, that determines whether a newborn child has worth and a right to live. So the question is, why should that be different before the human being is born? Why does one person, a mother, get to determine whether that being has any right to live?
Because it's surviving off of her body? I mean, I would think that if there was some person that was somehow on the life support system of your body, you would have the ability to make the choice to say, you know what, no, I don't want to support this person.
But look again how individualism is now cast aside when it's convenient for people like this.
Also, I don't really, I mean, like, all this talk about worth and shit, I mean, what do you mean by worth? I mean, isn't that just subjective to begin with? And what is this idea that society gives babies their worth? I mean, like, society really doesn't give too much of a fuck about any one individual baby. Usually it's the parents that are charged
It's not
with
even
actually
it's not even
taking
until
care
they
of
can
that.
start, like, you know, doing work for people that they even place value on them. They're like a liability before that.
Right. That's when society actually gives a shit about you, is when you can actually do something that, you know, it needs. Like
drive a truck.
Yeah, or, you know, make
Flip
me
a
a
burger.
sandwich.
Yep.
Or, you know, file my taxes for me, or whatever your little niche is. Make a stupid podcast where you argue with idiots all day.
There you go.
So that I can watch it and be either amused or angry about how not amused I am.
You are not funny, and I hate you. Please die.
This is the worst episode they've ever done. They are garbage now.
Ben is an idiot, TJ's an idiot, and I especially hate Scotty.
Drunken Peasants Podcast episodes 27 through 48 are the only good episodes. And then the
Good.
rest are
Masterpiece.
shit.
Yep.
It's been a steep decline since then. Actually, we topped ourselves with episode 87. That was the best one. And then
Is that the one with Galen?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I think Galen was 69.
Was it? Yeah.
You
Yeah, you're
69
right.
Galen T-shirts?
Yep.
That's pretty
Me and
disturbing.
Galen 69 last night. It was beautiful.
People
Someone should
respond
bring-
by
we should bring
saying
on the
that a
show again
woman
as
has the
Galen.
right to control her body. Now, that is entirely correct. The problem here, however, is that the fetus is not her body. It is in her body.
Okay, but it's surviving on her body.
Yeah, it's in her body. If you remove the fetus from her body, what will happen to the fetus?
The fetus dies. But if you remove... Yeah, the fetus cannot survive independent of her body. It's surviving on her body. So... Yeah, it maybe it's not technically part of her body, but it kind of actually is. I mean, they're actually connected through a fucking tube at that point.
Yeah.
It is a separate body. And that's moral argument number 3. No one ever asks a pregnant woman, "How's your body?" when asking about the fetus. People ask,
"What?
How's the baby?" Moral argument
No,
number
a
4.
lot of people ask about the woman's health constantly when a woman's pregnant. They go to tons of doctor's appointments to see if they're healthy, if they are not deficient in different vitamins and minerals. I mean, that's not accurate at all.
This is moral argument
Virtually
4, motherfucker.
everyone agrees that the moment the baby comes out of the womb, killing the baby is murder.
Yeah.
But deliberately killing it a few months before birth is considered no more.
No. It's not like most abortions happen when at the 7th month mark. Most abortions happen within the first 20 weeks.
I say that as long as the kid is under 2 years old, it's okay to kill it.
Okay, so toddler walking around. How old is that toddler? 2 years, 1 month. Fuck.
Darn.
If it's 1 year,
Morally
11
problematic
months.
So close.
than extracting a tooth. How does that make sense? And finally, moral argument number 5. Aren't there instances in which just about everyone, even among those who are pro-choice, would acknowledge that an abortion might not be moral? For example, would it be moral to abort a female fetus solely because the mother prefers boys to girls?
I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be moral, but it would still be their personal choice.
Yeah, I think it's definitely still legal.
Yeah.
So.
This has happened millions of times in China and elsewhere. And one
I think
more
in
example.
China, they may have a mandate. I could be wrong about that.
They have a one-child policy for most urban areas of China. I'm not sure if they still have it.
I thought that was largely rescinded.
Yeah, it has been, because now they have a demographics crisis in China, among many other things.
Yeah, because they have such a strong boy preference. But I mean, that's the kind of the thing, is like that sort of belief actually has real-world consequences.
Yeah, negative consequences. So I mean, by them making those decisions, it's affected their society in a drastic way, which is in a lot of males will not actually have any. There's not enough women.
Not enough pussy for the fellas.
In the 90s, I think, when that was going on full blown, where you could essentially go to China like on a Friday and fly there and get a girl and bring her back. They were just giving them away, literally just giving these kids away because they had such an anti-girl mentality.
Yeah, I think Jared actually went down there a few times.
Jared's like, a little too young.
No. I don't think they were too young for Jared.
I said 6, not 6 months. Okay, I'm not that kind of fucked up.
Well, he could just wait,
Just keep him in his basement.
Feed him Subway.
What is he, Woody Allen now?
Yeah, Sun Yi or some shit, right? Yeah.
Science develops a method of determining whether a child in the womb is gay or straight. Would it be moral to kill a gay fetus because the mother didn't want a gay child?
Well, once again, it wouldn't be moral, but that doesn't mean it should be illegal. Laws and morality are not necessarily the same thing. We don't make laws just based on what we think is right and wrong. We base it usually, or we should, on actual consequence. Like, we have a law against murder so that no one gets murdered, and even then it doesn't work. But, there's a good reason why it's in place. You can't make a law that says, oh, well, if your fetus is gay, you can't abort it.
People may offer practical reasons not to criminalize all abortions. People may differ about when personhood begins and about the morality of abortion after rape or incest. But with regard to the vast majority of abortions, those of healthy women aborting a healthy fetus, let's be clear. Most of these abortions just aren't moral.
Thank you,
Good
moral
societies can survive people doing immoral things. But a good society cannot survive if it calls immoral things moral.
Wow. So profound.
I'm
Thank
Dennis
you.
Prager.
Thanks, Prager, Dennis
To
guy.
subscribe to our YouTube channel, click.
Done.
All right.
It is paused.
All right. Here's a good one. This is a list of cities to avoid like the plague, okay?
Oh, wow.
The twist to it is that it's Glenn Beck's list.
So go to all these cities.
So he's going to name a bunch of them.
Okay, so let's make some predictions. I'm going to say, obviously San Francisco.
Portland will be on there.
I would say what?
Portland, yeah.
I'm not going to say
Austin,
anything.
Texas.
I've already seen it, so I'm not going to say anything.
New York City, I'm sure. Let's see. Maybe Seattle. Probably
Definitely
Los Angeles.
Seattle because the raised minimum wage.
Anything in a blue state.
Yeah, and Chicago will be on there.
Oh, yeah,
because that's
Chicago.
Where Obama's from.
Maybe, New Orleans might be on the list, too.
Probably not New Orleans.
It's
Maybe
not a major
Detroit.
city, but it does get a lot of heat for, people partying there, so.
I'd say Detroit would probably be on there, too.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
I want to give you the top 10 or 15 cities that I think are going to melt down. These are the cities that you do not want to live anywhere around.
He has a great reason at the end,
as
too.
things get worse and worse. Gosh, it's my opinion. Number 1. Should I start at the bottom or the top? Let me start at the bottom. Let me start.
Which one are
start
you?
all the way down at number 15.
Lead it off with the long distance dedication.
Number 15 is surprise, surprise, St. Louis.
Oh,
St. Louis.
Because Ferguson.
Don't forget to pause it.
Ferguson, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably so.
14 is Washington, D.C.
D.C.
Because that's where all
I wouldn't want to live there either.
criminal cocks.
Well, yeah,
live.
considering they have no real political representation either, kind of sucks as well.
It's also it's a high crime city for sure.
Isn't it
What do you-
also the majority black? Is
Yeah,
Washington, D.C.?
what are you saying,
80%,
Ben?
I think.
I'm saying it's a high crime city, and I won't want to live there.
I don't know,
You
Ben.
racist, Ben. What
Ben's
happened to your white
racist?
guilt,
Oh,
buddy?
fuck you guys.
What happened to the white guilt that kept you from saying stuff like that, buddy?
Oh, crime statistics don't lie, Ben.
You just think we all criminals, huh, Ben? Bitch.
I didn't say shit. I just said I wouldn't want to live there.
Ben, well, you said it's a
Saying you don't want to live around the black
Matt
man.
said it's majority black.
Okay, maybe that's true.
And
I
you
don't
said it's a
know.
high crime area, Ben. I don't
is.
know what's going on there, Ben.
Ben is
going.
racist.
I hate you guys.
Coming in at number 13 with a bullet is Las Vegas.
Yeah, no surprise.
Milwaukee.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, we should have said Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, especially, he's a fucking Mormon and he doesn't like drinking. But you know what? A lot of Mormons own shit in Las Vegas, believe it or not. And Harry Reid is actually a Mormon.
Oh, yeah. And the states are right next to each other, so it makes sense.
Mormons are stupid.
He is next. Los Angeles.
Yep.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Boston.
Boston. Why Boston?
Boston.
Detroit.
Yeah, I knew.
No
Detroit would be
surprise.
Number 7, Columbus, Ohio.
Come on, Glenn Beck. We want
Represent,
you to visit
motherfuckers,
us.
right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised Columbus is on the list.
Number 6. Sorry to break it
He
to you.
gives the reason
St.
for it.
Petersburg, Florida.
St. Petersburg, Florida.
What?
Okay.
Number
No,
5,
shit.
Phoenix.
Okay.
Number 4, Denver.
Denver. The last
Number
dinosaur.
3, Seattle.
Yeah,
Oh.
Seattle.
Number 2, San Francisco.
Oh, only number 2. Come on.
The number one city in America to avoid like the plague. Portland, Oregon.
We did it. Okay, and now he gives the reason. This is another list that he got from elsewhere.
Sweet.
Yep. So,
what we got
Now,
here, Glenn?
Pat knows the answer to this. Jeffy, if you know the answer to this, don't say it.
Don't say it,
Stu
Jeffy.
just came in right before the show, so he doesn't know what we were talking about. Do you know how I compiled this list? Does this
How?
list make sense to you? Any surprises in there?
You found it on BuzzFeed.
I would call Columbus and St. Petersburg surprises.
I mean, it just I think of cities in that a match could be lit and light on fire. I don't think Portland, Oregon.
What? Let's just take a moment to contemplate how dumb that statement
no,
was.
a match can be lit and on fire in Portland.
I'm not sure about
because
that.
the laws of nature work the same there as anywhere else.
A fire can't be lit there, Ben. Try to light fire.
It's like a Conan, it can't be lit there, Ben. Come on, it's a different place.
Too windy.
Yeah.
Do you think Seattle, up until 2 years ago, would you have thought Seattle?
Probably not. Although they did have those. Remember, they had all those riots around the
World
Bang
Trade thing or whatever.
I do remember that. But yeah, no, I wouldn't necessarily think Seattle.
What do all these cities have in common?
What do they have in common, Glenn?
If you look at these cities, you weren't surprised by St. Petersburg, were you?
Not at all. No.
Yeah. Now Jeffy lived in Tampa.
I
for
technically
years.
lived in St. Petersburg
Right,
for
so-
a while. Yeah.
and why do you say why weren't you surprised?
There's been trouble in River City for a number of years.
Give me some more donuts.
I'm scared of everything.
Oh, my God.
Let's get all the deep-voiced, middle-aged white guys together to form the Blaze Network.
I think they just do this in a bunker. So they feel secure.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
If you're more conservative when you get a little older, Ben, you got a future job working for the Blaze. The Blaze.
You're listening to the Blaze.
The Blaze.
Man, wow. They've been struggling for a long time.
Kind of thought that would clear up after you left, though.
No, the drug usage went down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
Can you recognize anything else that these have in common? Seattle, Portland.
Just tell us the fucking shit.
Beyond
asshole.
liberal.
Yeah.
They're
Progressive.
They're all
most
cities.
progressive cities in America. That's not what I based it on.
Oh,
okay.
This is actually a list of what?
I was just, are they all sanctuary cities?
Probably. Most of them are, yeah.
Many of them are.
These are the...
Sanctuary cities? Got a lot of Mexicans there or something?
Here he goes.
This is the list of the top 15 least religious cities in America.
Oh, no. No.
Thank
Wow.
you. We do our best here in Portland. On behalf of the city, I'd like to take the award. Thank you very much.
The number
Oh,
one
God.
least...
The least religious city is
Portland. And Columbus is somewhere there in the middle.
Yeah, fuck religion. I've always said that.
No, you love religion. Come on, TJ.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there you go. Come on, man.
These are the cities to avoid like the plague. And if you look at that list, these are the cities that are already having trouble.
Yeah.
We haven't even hit the road bump.
All right.
Remember how we're having a lot of trouble here in Columbus, man. So much trouble.
Yeah.
People starving in the streets here in Columbus.
It's true.
It's terrible.
There's not very much of that, honestly. I've lived in cities where there are more people living on the streets than Columbus.
Man, your eyes are just closed because Glenn Beck has noticed it. He's looked at the least religious places in America, and this is an epidemic, Ben. And you're gonna sit there and say you don't notice it. It's because you're blind. You need to watch more of the Blaze and have your eyes open.
I see.
Come on.
I need to apply for
I'm
a
surprised
job
about
there.
Phoenix being on that list, just because of the sheer amount of Republicans that live there, like them God-fearing Republicans, and also the large Hispanic population, which tend to be Catholic. So,
Yeah,
It's
well,
true.
the people in Phoenix have risen above all that shit.
Yeah,
they don't care
That
anymore.
is surprising to hear Phoenix on that list.
Up next here, before we get to the next video, please everyone hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
Like this fucking video.
Also, if you want to see some of our fucking crazy ass private shows that we've done in the past, there's a link below to our May show, which in my opinion is the best. Go there. It's available on Vimeo On Demand for $5 per view.
Yeah, you pieces of shit.
Yes.
Was that the one with Stevie and the ghost stories?
No,
a different
it's the
one?
one from May before we went on vacation. It's probably one of the best ones.
Sweet. Check it out, folks.
Yeah, and all of our ones previous to May are also available there.
And for those of you who are already patrons and didn't hear last time, the next private show is this Saturday.
Yes, and for the $10 patrons, today we recorded an hour and a half of original content for you guys, too.
Yep.
So-
Watching and reacting to No Holds Barred.
No Holds
starring
Barred.
The first
Hulk Hogan.
WWE movie ever
The
made.
legendary, groundbreaking, award-winning, box office smash hit, No Holds Barred.
And Ben's personal favorite movie.
Oh, yeah. The greatest.
My second favorite movie.
Oh,
Behind Garbage Pail Kids.
Here's a reply video to actually us, TJ and I, when we made fun of Vegan Gains. This is right before Vegan Gains made the "My grandfather died and I'm happy"
No,
video.
and threatened to kill Repsion.
Yeah.
And all that. Yeah.
So this is a retort to us before that
Slit
happened.
Repsion's fucking
Matt, are you
throat.
familiar with Vegan Gains at all?
I recently discovered him after that Repsion thing, and
Yeah.
wow. Like, I have a buddy from Canada that's like, do you want me to contact the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and turn this fucker in? I'm like,
Send Dudley Do-Right over to that motherfucker's house now.
For he done kills the Repsion.
All right.
Kill the Repsion.
So here's a
Kill it.
Vegan Gains supporter. It's Vegan Games versus the Amazing Atheist versus me.
Me.
Versus me.
Me.
Don't know, the
Hi.
Amazing Atheist, also known as TJ, is a fellow
Beautiful.
YouTuber who is, of course, atheist, and he
And
often discusses
sexy.
religion.
So how do you feel about that so far?
Hey, I'm wearing the same
Yeah,
shirt.
TJ, this is a perfect
Hi.
example of why actually
TJ.
paying attention in an argument is incredibly important. It saves you from fabricating irrelevant statements to compensate for your inattentive behavior. Like,
Can't even focus on him over those delicious cows.
He's like, I'm thinking about steak right now.
this.
Yeah, I always love when people say, like, you know, if you don't agree with me ideologically, you're really not a rational person or smart.
The irrelevance meter is going through the roof, TJ.
TJ,
shit.
how did you? You hit 9,000.
I didn't think I could be that irrelevant. I was only going for like halfway into
You
irrelevance.
hit 9,000 on the irrelevance meter.
Well, thank you.
And this guy charted it for you, Judy. He did some scientific study and experimentation. Come on. Gotta hand it to him.
Yeah, he looks like he's a qualified technician.
Obviously,
Capable
TJ.
of operating the irrelevance meter.
Say anything about that. You even fucking attention, bro?
Reform, do I even attention? No.
Can you
Not
actually
to you.
be coherent? That's
Do you
my
even
first question.
attention, bruh? Right, what's up,
Yeah, don't film outdoors unless you have the proper equipment, you fucking idiot.
Sadly, is not going to come from individuals making the right decision.
Yes, it is. Individuals thinking independently and creating social movements are the sources of social innovation. Political governance systems merely provide the instruments of social bargaining, through which the institutionalized norms of the state may be challenged. Thus, through the process of conflict and cooperation, a city will evolve. Without individual choices causing conflict, there would be absolutely nothing to cooperate with, and therefore no dramatic change will occur.
I'm not like in...
Okay. But the thing is that you still have to actually push legislation through. You know, it's not... You're not going to get all people to voluntarily stop eating meat. You know, if you actually want a meatless society, then your goal pretty much has to be, we're going to pass legislation that makes meat illegal. And yeah, I guess getting people in favor of that is part of the process, but...
Well, it would probably make the killing of the animals illegal. I mean, eating the meat would be really illegal too, but...
The most logical thing that you could probably pass in our society would be increasing the taxes on meat, or production of meat, or something like that. It wouldn't just be outright saying, okay, ban all meat. You know, I don't think that...
Just make it like cigarettes, and make people have to pay out the fucking ass to even...
There are some people that
vice.
There are some people that have dietary limitations who would have to eat meat at least, probably for the majority of their diet.
They would have to be killed.
Yeah, just cold
to usher in the new era of
just
humanity.
Be taken out back and shot. You know.
It's for the good of all mankind.
For the good of the lands. Come on.
Oh, you have to eat meat, huh? Well, maybe you can learn to eat bullets. Favor of factory farming conditions or anything like that, but. At the same time, I don't consider that an act of murder to kill a chicken. Pause.
Right.
Right.
I mean, I don't.
All Ben has to say is right.
Chicken and a human being to...
Stupid fucking Ben.
Yeah.
You're so dumb, Ben.
Right.
Right.
Be on the same level.
Well, there's obviously an inherent difference between a chicken and a human, but that doesn't obligate humans to have them innumerably slaughtered for our pleasure, convenience, and tradition.
I didn't say it obligated us to do that. I just said that I don't see it as being the same as murder.
I highly doubt that we're just gonna... Everyone's gonna become vegan someday.
And I highly doubt what you just said was true.
A better...
Yeah, Ben. What do you say to that shit?
Oh, just all of us.
Oh. Says Ben. We are beaten.
Plan of action towards this would be to push for stronger regulation on how livestock are treated.
There is absolutely no ethical way of controlling, exploiting, and slaughtering animals, especially when...
How do you know?
I mean...
Oh, here comes Scotty.
I mean...
well, do you want me to speak, or you just want to...
No, I don't, Scotty.
Okay, then I won't.
Shut your fucking mouth, you vegan piece of shit.
I'm not even a vegan. I'm a vegetarian.
All right, go ahead. Speak your mind, Scotty.
Okay, we have to be rational about this, and a lot of vegans are not rational when it comes to this thing. Oh, there's no way to ethically do it. It's like, but people are still going to want this. There's still going to be demand. It doesn't matter what the evidence is. People are, look, most people know smoking is bad for them. All but the most ignorant people realize it's a terrible habit to have. It kills hundreds of thousands, if not millions, hundreds of thousands of people in this country, millions of people around the world. But people still elect to do it, even fully knowing the risk. I mean, maybe it's not as destructive to our ecosystem as factory farming and raising lots of livestock is, but people are still going to elect to do that. And you have to have a rational approach that can actually do something. It's better to regulate these industries than just say, okay, well, let's just do away with them, because it's not going to happen. I mean, you have to have...
A lot of people tend to think...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, you go ahead. That's fine.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, a lot of people believe that the only way to stop something is to outright quit, is like to cut it off, but that doesn't. It's a slow process that requires regulation and things like that to really kind of wing people off of something until they just forget that they need it. It's like the whole process of quitting smoking. If you do it cold turkey, you're 9 times out of 10 going to go back to it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fuck everything.
We have evidence right here. Ladies and gentlemen, TJ.
Half measures will only see an inevitable dead end.
Just to encourage people to not totally give up meat, but to just maybe limit it in their diet.
Why would you encourage half measures when you can encourage people to go directly to the finish line?
That's fine.
What do you mean? Why would you encourage? Because things happen gradually. Like the theory of evolution, things happen over a long period of time, and most people, thoughts or a process like that evolve slowly. You can't just say, "Hey, you eat 100 pounds of meat a year, now eat 0."
Also, to me,
that doesn't work for most people.
What I was saying though is that for me, like limiting the amount of meat that you eat is the finish line. I don't think people should just eliminate meat from their diets. I just think people eat too much of it.
Oh, people definitely eat way too much meat.
People should be able to make their personal choice. If they want to become vegans, they can become vegans, but they shouldn't be browbeaten into being vegans because it's the only choice, and anyone who makes any other choice is bad. I agree with that guy.
And deserves to be spanked because they're naughty.
Yeah, good
Especially
work
that
on
part.
appealing to ridicule here, mate. Generally is a sign.
Are you aware of the tone and tenor of this fucking podcast?
I don't think so.
I don't think he is, because he's acting like we're trying to seriously advance a debate against vegan gains. We are. This podcast pretty much entirely consists of ridicule. It's kind of what we do.
It's a satirical show.
Like your hair, just begging for ridicule, really. But I'm not quite sure what to say about it.
I don't know.
Kind of one trying to compensate for a complete lack of logical debate. I don't see a lot of browbeating going on here, but I do see an unnecessary methodical slaughter forced upon billions of animals, merely because it's a personal choice. A personal choice which not so personally includes billions of other beings. Great logic there, mate.
He doesn't understand. Lots of personal choices affect other people.
I mean,
that's the nature of the world. I mean, probably the shirt you're wearing was made in a sweatshop somewhere, unless you're, carefully avoiding even stuff like that. But I mean, certain aspects of the industrialized society you live in have adversely affected other people around the world.
I mean, if you look at things broadly enough, I mean, how are crops grown? Generally through fossil fuels, because we don't have tons and tons of people doing labor. We don't have slaves. We don't have people that can't even pick all the fruit in America. So you rely heavily on technology, and that requires fossil fuels. I mean, there's always going to be when you do something, there's always going to be a reaction. There's always going to be something that goes on down the line. Obviously, when we talk about fossil fuels, that obviously contributes to global warming and climate change. So, I mean, ultimately, no matter what you do, no matter what lifestyle you want to live, and as ethical as you want to be, there's still going to be consequences to your actions that negatively impact animals, people, whatever.
Lies, communism, choice.
Yeah, that's very hypocritical. Coming from someone who has a personal choice, which entails cows being raped for their bodily discharges. Yeah, I don't think cows personally want to be artificially impregnated for your appetite, mate.
TJ has been indoctrinated.
They probably
into
do. Look at him. That cow was loving it.
TJ wants to be impregnated for your appetite.
Ooh, yeah.
The belief that eating meat, dairy, and eggs is normal and acceptable, but there's
not normal and acceptable the same way that slitting people's throats is. I
and
traveled
shit.
through Europe, and it seemed like it was normal and acceptable everywhere I went in Europe as well.
Simply because it's acceptable in society does not therefore imply that it's actually acceptable. Slavery,
Yeah, it
human
does.
experimentation, and the guillotine execution were all once widely accepted within
Okay,
society.
sure.
But
they
are
were.
now
That's what we were saying, is they are acceptable, and that was too at that time.
all classified as illicit misconduct. It's funny because you guys literally prove that you're indoctrinated here by accepting what society deems acceptable as acceptable.
Think about it.
If you give a chimp a bunny carcass, or even a living bunny that's, like, say, injured, it's not going to nurse the little bunny back to health for the most part. It's going to fucking, rip it apart and eat its flesh.
That's debatable, but would a human
It's
baby
not
eat it?
debatable.
Yeah, it's really not debatable. I don't think chimpanzees as creatures of compassion. They're actually quite violent.
All you have to do is go look it up. Chimpanzees do eat meat. So do gorillas. So do orangutans. So do all the great apes. It's not a major part of their diet, but that's because they're not very good at hunting other animals. They're much better at scavenging.
No.
Yeah, it's just like that fucker that killed Cecil the lion. I always, he killed, these people that go to Africa so they can kill a lion and feel like a badass. I always say, I don't even mind if they do it, but they got to go and kill the lion with a knife. I probably still would be sad the lion was dead. I don't even mind if they do it, but
This is
I
obviously
probably still would be
humorous.
sad. I don't even mind if they do it, but I probably still would be sad.
Also,
I mean,
you don't even
it's
mind
just
if they
because I
do.
reconsidered what I said earlier. It was like that the fucking statement he's playing second was actually me correcting myself from earlier. Like, well, I guess I'd still be sad. It's not like, oh, it's a contradiction. Like, no, I just corrected myself.
You
because-
flip-flopping piece of shit, TJ.
You're right.
The problem with anything like a philosophical
Gotta remember,
debate,
TJ, this is the internet. Everything you say is you.
yeah, is that, and you see this with a lot of people, not even just people who are militantly vegan or just whatever, is that they act as if they're giving you some objective truth, and you're just sitting there going, I think it's bullshit. I mean, I understand where vegans are coming from, but you can't just act as if everything veganism does is proper, correct, and right. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of evidence that for your health, veganism is really good for you. But when you get to the other aspects of it, it's not really as clear-cut, and it's not just like so simple we can say, okay, hey, we're right, that's it, that's the end of the debate. And that's kind of what we kind of see from this guy, is he's just acting like, this is a joke, you guys are just totally wrong, and that's the end of it.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Correct.
All right. Here's a video from Vegan Gains. It's entitled, Who Am I Going to Kill?
Neat.
Another late night video. So I know what you're all thinking. Where's the next worst of the fitness industry video?
Nope. We weren't thinking that.
No one's thinking that. No one cares.
I don't watch your content.
We're
I don't
thinking...
give a fuck about that.
We're thinking you're crazy.
We're thinking, who's he going to threaten to kill next?
Yes.
Well,
Will it be
I'm
me?
working on it right now. I'm in the process of editing.
No one cares.
Everything's all shot, and wanted to make this
sweetie,
video
no one
right
cares.
now because what the fuck was I talking about? Wanted to make this video right now
Must've been
because
totally
that's not
made
going
this.
to be done in another like 6-8 hours or however long it takes to edit it. And I didn't upload a video today,
Right.
or it might
No one
be
cares.
yesterday, depending on when you watch this and when I upload
Yep.
it. And in that case, sorry for lying.
No one
And
cares.
on Sunday, whenever the fuck
Sorry.
that is for you,
He's so delightfully
I'm going to be
Canadian.
busy at a
Yeah. He's like, I don't know. He's crazy. He's scary. But he's Canadian, so he's like politely scary.
He's politely scary.
He is. He's like, I'll kill you, eh?
He sounds like he's from the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area.
Yeah.
I think he probably is.
Yes.
The giant tit arena.
Yeah, that's what it stands for.
protest, so I want to bang out 2 videos really quick
Go
for
ahead.
you guys to
Do it.
watch. And
Bang them
there's been
out.
this idea
Not
going
stab them
around
out.
that I'm just this ticking time bomb, serial killer, crazy fucking psychopath. And, I uploaded that picture of my new hunting bow I just got. And,
Okay, you're supporting an industry that makes weapons to kill animals, dude.
Hunting bow.
Yep. You gave them your money.
And he said, and no, this isn't for
Going to
killing
Africa,
non-human animals. Hold on. Read his little description up there. And no, this isn't for killing non-human animals. So it is for killing human animals.
Right. But that's not what they're made for.
No. He has a little killing bow. He needs to kill some people.
And, people are also linking other videos around saying that, I'm going to kill somebody. So I thought that would be a good idea to talk about a lot of the hypocrisy that people have. Now,
Yeah.
I have a really dark sense of humor, and I get angry and pissed off a lot, and I can say some things that are just fucking crazy and over the top. But let's just say that a lot of the things people say about me are true. Just play devil's advocate here and say, I just flat out said that I'm going to fucking kill somebody, and when I said that, I was absolutely serious.
Yep.
Now, is that as bad as what other people are saying, or what other people even do?
Yes.
And to prove a point, let's look at some of the comments that were left on my chicken and cow save vigil that I posted a few days ago.
Okay,
You
let's
should
look at
feel
them.
ashamed. You are a monster because you are murdering innocent plants and fruits by eating them. Worthless piece of garbage.
Obvious joke.
Now, let's just assume that everything that guy just said was 100% serious because
Well, why would we assume that when it's so clearly not?
I mean, look, you're trying to draw this parallel. Like, look, we always take people seriously. Like, but the thing is you said, I seriously think that he should, Prepsion should be killed. Like, I should kill him with this knife. You said
Yeah,
the word seriously.
There was no joke. I mean,
We're supposed to read between the lines.
Everyone who saw the
There
video
was
can
enough
clearly
there
see.
for a prosecutor to have him arrested. You know what I mean? Like, there was enough with that threat to have him actually charged with something.
It was a joke,
So-
Matt. It was a joke.
Yeah, that's sure it was. Now, the next time when he's not working.
Yeah, I'd like to slit Repsian's throat. Got the knife right here. I'd love to slit his fucking throat and watch the sadness in his eyes while he dies.
Yeah.
Kidding, guys.
Well, right before that, he's like, fuck him. He called me a sociopath. I'd like to slit his throat and watch the life drain from his face.
It's just really dark humor,
Let me
Ben. Come
prove
on.
Right, everything he said about me.
It was a joke, guys. It was just being humorous. It was a humorous anecdote.
Everyone just loves to assume that everything I say is 100% serious. Now, this guy just compared killing plants to killing sentient beings. So, he's...
Have you ever watched David Attenborough's The Life of Plants? Plants actually lead pretty intricate lives. It's just that they do it on such a slow time scale that it's hard to perceive to us. So you shouldn't be so quick to dismiss the autonomy and importance of plant life.
Well,
you
they
fucking condescending
They are
piece of
extremely
shit.
important to our ecosystem. So
Yeah, you know, plants went extinct. Your ass would be dead.
Well, he's a vegan, so he would definitely be dead.
I would say you definitely have to take on Vegan Gains at SummerSlam, TJ.
Yeah, me and Vegan Gains. He might slit my throat, though. I'm kind of scared.
No foreign objects.
Yeah, he'll be searched
in
before
the
he goes in the
match.
ring, TJ.
Yeah, he needs to go through a metal detector before the match, because I don't trust him.
perfectly fine with murdering anyone, anything. He considers your life equal to that of a fucking plant, but for some reason he doesn't get the same criticism that I do, and everyone just laughs and thinks it's a joke.
Because it obviously
Watch
is a
this
joke.
with no problem. Have no qualms with eating meat. I could eat a burger while watching all the dismembered carcasses being loaded into a garbage truck. Now, this person has no problem with innocent animals who have committed no wrongdoing and have never hurt him be loaded into a fucking slaughterhouse, get fucking dismembered, and see their remains get loaded onto a garbage truck, and he can eat a burger while watching all that shit, and absolutely no emotion comes.
Didn't tell you about the boner he had either.
I mean, one, he's clearly trolling, and even if he's not, there's just some people who are not going to give a shit, have no compassion, so they don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, like, who's really worse? The person who, you know, makes a distinction between people and animals and doesn't feel the same empathy towards animals they do towards people, or someone who literally feels no empathy towards people whatsoever, to the point where he can film his own grandfather dying of a heart attack and use the lame excuse, well, he yelled at me when I was a kid, so that's why I don't care that he's dying.
I think he even said he slapped him around a bit.
He said he hit him twice. He said he hit him twice. I mean, you know, but then he also said, you know, oh, I thought, you know, I've been acting like his friend the last few years, but now that he's dead, I really realize how relieved I am that he's
a piece
dead.
of shit. It's like, well, I mean,
and then
that's
he
their
goes
opinion.
on, you know, his little Call of Duty or whatever the fuck he was playing, and talks about how he's going to slit Repsion's throat. Totally, obviously not joking. No one could have conceivably thought he was joking. He was completely 100% serious.
Yeah, I mean, his tone and
eyes
delivery.
freaked me out. But his look, that expression was like, holy shit, man. I watch a lot of informative murder porn, okay? And I've seen murderers with less extreme viewpoints and like, expressions than this guy did. He, like, I would not want to run into him in a dark alley. To be really fucking honest. Because he'd probably kill me for having a carne asada burrito or something.
And then, and then he would make you into a burrito and be like, maybe those carnivores are right. They're just eating the wrong species.
That's his only exception. He will be a cannibal. He will eat people.
Over him.
But only the ones he kills.
Now, you people call me a crazy fucking psychopath who's a ticking time bomb who will kill without any fucking mercy or remorse.
Well,
but
I don't
this
know if
guy
that's
is willing
necessarily
to
true,
kill
but
innocent
he made
animals
some
who have done
disturbing
nothing.
statements.
Now, what do you think a person like this would see people as? And we have all committed wrongdoing. We have all fucking hurt each other and other beings. But this guy has no remorse with killing animals. You don't think he's a danger to other human beings? But apparently I should be fucking locked up? Funny how there's this double...
I don't think you should necessarily be locked up, but I think that at least some inquiry is called for. Maybe a little bit of, like, court-mandated therapy or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you actually... I mean, I'm not sure how credible the threat was. You know, 'cause, I mean, we have no idea if you actually wanted to carry this threat out, if you've done this in the past, you know, your history and everything else. But, I mean, you made some pretty disturbing statements. How could you not expect any scrutiny for the statements you've made and say, oh, look at these people, they're fine with animals being murdered? And it's just that you have to understand that a lot of people do not place the same value on animals as they, as other animals as they do on humans.
Yep.
It's just a fact.
Standard where if a vegan like me gets pissed off from hearing stupid shit like this and then makes a joke about killing someone, everyone
not
fucking
sound like a
loses their
joke.
shit, thinks I'm 100% fucking serious, and thinks vegans are out to just
What
fucking kill
evidence
humanity.
was it that you were making a joke? You said the way you presented yourself did not look like a joke.
I noticed he's not complaining about the way people reacted to the grandfather video.
I think he's trying to just bury that.
Yeah, because he deleted
Didn't
that.
he just say, though, didn't he just say a few minutes ago that he was dead serious on that threat? Like, he said, I threatened to kill somebody and I was serious about it. Like, pretty sure he fucking said that. At the very beginning of this.
Either that or he was speaking hypothetically. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The way he sounds to me, though, is he sounds like a younger Onision. Just freaking me the fuck out.
He picks fights on YouTube with like gigantic bodybuilders.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of these bodybuilders have high protein diets, you know, to build muscle. And there are bodybuilders that do it the vegan way that get pretty big. But most of like the well-known huge ones are
taking supplements, steroids, and
right.
Sure.
But when a fucking meat eater jokes about the most cruel fucking industry on the planet that is causing the suffering and death of billions of fucking sentient beings every year, oh, it's just a joke. Yeah, whatever. Chickens take dozens of innocent lives every day when they eat worms and bugs. So I don't feel at all sorry when one is killed. They're only getting what's coming to them. I hope you're not one of those posers who only cares about cute, fuzzy animals. Okay, so this person is saying that he doesn't care if chickens die because they kill innocent insects and worms. Okay, well, people kill chickens and many other fucking animals. So I guess this guy is a fucking homicidal maniac who's about to kill fucking the entire human race.
What?
Oh God! Screenshot. Screenshot. We'll take Matt out of there. So yeah, send in your memes.
Screenshot. He's sucking the murder cock.
All right. Do you want to move on?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. The next one here is an interview, I believe, from CNN, and it talks about this woman is making the case that it's sexist that air conditioning in office buildings is turned up so high.
It is.
So sexist.
Me and TJ have actually discussed this before, and we
Super
totally
sexist.
agree. Sexist.
Chula Dvorak's article kicked off this whole debate. She's a columnist for the Washington Post and joins me now. But Chula, you have a right to say vindicated. You were right. The air conditioning is set for middle-aged men like me.
Exactly. Bing. TJ, you're a middle-aged man. Air conditioning is set for people
You're a
like you.
middle-aged man, TJ.
And even if TJ was a feminist, he would be a
I
white
was right.
feminist.
Here's my shawl, by the way. This is what I have to wear at work every day. Our winter clothes.
But so our building here is set at 72, 74, and the metabolic rate difference means that you prefer it to be 75 to 77.
Fuck that. Too hot.
Okay, so if you adjust it for what women want, isn't it then saying it's sexist against men who want it colder, or do they have to be segregated now? Like there has to be a man's, male building, and there's a female building, and there's supposed to be a transgender building.
Here's how I look at it. If the fucking place is too cold for women, they can always wear a coat.
Misogyny.
Misogyny, dude.
But I can't. If the place is too hot, there's nothing I can do. You don't want me to start taking clothes
You
off.
can put a fan on yourself, TJ.
Fuck that shit.
You can put a fan on yourself, buddy.
Even
you fucking misogynist.
72 even sounds hot. I say keep the fucking thermostat at like 68.
Shut up, misogynist!
Wrap yourself in a goddamn blanket if you're hot. Fucking pieces of shit.
What are you going to do about it besides complain?
Misogynist piece of shit, TJ.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm working in an office building right now for a temp job, and I saw this video like a week or so ago, and I went in there, and I look at all the women, and there's a lot of women that work there. And yeah, it's not even very cold in there at all, but I go in shorts and T-shirts because they allow me to. And all the women there, yeah, they got like shawls on and sweaters on and hats on and shit. I'm just like, wow, maybe it's a little chilly in here. I don't give a fuck because I'm comfortable, but...
Yeah.
Misogyny. I'm not surprised.
I run hotter, big guy.
Men.
Matt, I'm not surprised. You know, you gamer gators and your misogyny.
I say keep it cold. Women love to accessorize all that fashion shit anyway. Ask Roosh V. He knows.
But you can't really. He would never talk to a woman, so how is he supposed to ever know what they think?
He said he consults them on fashion. That's why he looks so fashionable.
I'm going to urge that you all start a fashion revolution. See, my theory was that this is all about you men, which of course it does go back to the patriarchy.
Of course it does.
With that report, the study that it took 2 men to figure out. But it goes back to you all wanting to wear your nice suits when it's completely hot outside. See, women, we dress for the weather, for the environment. Men insist on manipulating the environment to suit them.
Wow.
Just die.
Sounds like manifest destiny right there. We will control the weather.
It reminds me of the opening of The Departed, where Jack Nicholson is like, I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me. That's a pretty cool line.
Cue Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah.
Dress sensibly. Keep a wardrobe all year round, and you won't be cold. It's not that difficult, Petula.
Well, if it's more than just putting on a sweater or a jumper, it's ruining the environment. We pump 100 million
Oh, this fucking environment is such a needy fuck.
tons of carbon dioxide into the air every year to keep you all comfortable in your suits. We spend
I ain't even wearing a damn suit.
$11 billion on air conditioning in America every year. 5% of our electricity goes to this ridiculous business of keeping you all in your suits.
Hang on. I think the Washington Post surely can afford for you to call up the man.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
In your building and say, turn up or turn down the air conditioning. Why don't you do that?
Well, we could do that, but then you all would be hot in your suits. You know, since about the times that y'all were wearing knee pants and powdered wigs, you haven't had a fashion revolution. I want short suits. I want to see you all in linen. We got out of corsets.
Have you any idea how creased a linen suit gets?
How many men are even still wearing suits?
Just fine,
guys
gentlemen.
that talk on the news.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's wearing a suit, but, like, most men do not wear a suit to fucking work anymore.
No.
So this,
No,
I don't know.
In Portland, there's not a lot that do. It's. I mean, they'll dress like, slacks, like a button-up shirt, but it's not a full-blown suit or anything,
Yeah.
After one wear.
Yeah.
Oh, it's charming to be that
Yeah.
creased.
Right.
I don't think there's any answer to that one.
We'll have to ignore her anyway. It's because she's a white feminist. I mean, come on.
Yeah, these white feminists, they don't care about black women.
No.
They don't care about people of color. Fuck you. You don't even recognize intersectionality, you fat bitch. Let's move on. Something more important. I have found a way to dismiss her.
All right, I think right now is the time when we are going to leave YouTube and go to our post show. Go to either look for us on iTunes or SoundCloud. The links are below. There's also a link to MundaneMatt's channel down below.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Subscribe to the Drunken Peasants. Yeah, and also subscribe to MundaneMatt.
Yeah, MundaneMatt.
Give him a hand job if you feel like it.
Go subscribe to MundaneMatt.
Come on.
And fillet him on a daily basis.
Yes.
One thing I can say about MundaneMatt above almost anyone else on YouTube is that he's actually puts out a lot of content.
Yes.
Keeps
I
that
do.
shit coming
I
up.
put out a lot of content.
He has no life whatsoever.
None. Besides YouTube.
Just like, oh, more YouTube videos, more YouTube videos, more YouTube videos. It's pretty cool. So if you like good, regular, round-the-clock content,
Yes.
MundaneMatt makes about 7 videos per day.
We are now
Per
going to
minute.
the post show. Check out SoundCloud or iTunes. Remember to rate it on either one, whichever one you use.
Shit, yeah.
Rate it, keep it going. We're currently rated as the 80th comedy podcast among all podcasts. In the past, we've gotten as high as the 36th.
We're number 80. We're
Total.
number 80. We're number 80. We're number 80.
The 36th out of all podcasts, though. Right now, we're not even scratching that.
Shit.
At this point.
We're garbage.
Our fans are garbage.
So we need more people to listen to it. Keep it going, man.
Listen.
Listen and listen.
All right, so we're going there now. Bye, bitches.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.